Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Risen Esports Dominate semi-finals. We have it between Team Looking for a Girlfriend and Screaming Suns Gaming today, and I'm Switch, and I'm joined here with Sit Straight, playing as my color caster. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's going to be a different type of day. Both these teams, I heard, had pretty explosive last rounds, so I think we can expect the same thing to happen today.
Yeah, definitely. I think I saw Screaming Suns Gaming. I did not, however, see Looking for a Girlfriend, but the Screaming Suns Gaming game was actually really exciting. And especially, I have to highlight Canadian Moose, who came in as a ringer, I believe game 2, but just was such a pivotal point in the series and definitely led to them picking up the win.
Yeah, so Canadian Moose, I'm pretty sure I've actually played against him, if not in a scrim in a match before. But he definitely can show up in a few different roles. So you never really know what you're going to get out of him. We might even see a role swap happen today.
Yeah, he is a very flexible player. So we'll have to see about that. I believe last game he was playing mid and had some really carrying performances. But either way, we are getting into pick and ban right now. First ban for LFGF is going to be the Sejuani.
Yeah, so Sejuani's a new pick in the meta, at least, like, I mean, she's always relevant, right? But for maybe like 4 different patch cycles, it's kind of odd with her. So she's already had her time in the limelight for 1, and now we're in 9.2 currently. So we can expect maybe like 9.4 she'll fall off again, which is worth the ban for now.
Yeah, I mean, jungle metas do get shaken up quite often, so no jungle really stays in for too long. But yeah, we are on the new patch, actually 9.2. If you did look at those patch notes, actually a lot of stuff was on that, and I think a lot of people had complaints that it was the real preseason patch.
So yeah, a lot of those complaints just kind of felt misplaced, but you know, people like to complain. They'd rather do that than praise.
Yeah, I personally welcomed all the changes, you know. When you get a huge patch like that, I just really get excited. Other people, I guess, yeah, could criticize how it's kind of weird when it's during the start of the ranked season, but either way, you gotta adapt to what's coming at you, so.
Yeah, I think Bjergsen said that once. He said, it's the goal of the player to just adapt to the meta, not to decide what the meta should look like. Although also, I don't think patches should ever be as extensive as they were this time before the season. I just don't think that they were as extensive as people are saying they were.
Yeah.
Although right now we have 3 mid lane bans, maybe even a 4th happening.
Yeah, those bans are flying by, but yes, it is going to be looking
it's
like
not a 4th. It's not a 4th. Cassiopeia is a top laner and a bot laner. Come on.
She goes everywhere. Come on, man. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes. Oh, that first pick is going to be Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian, I think everyone kind of knows the power, right? He's, I'd say, the best ADC on the patch. He's just devastating, and he almost demands that the Braum is picked, so that way they don't get Lucian Braum right here. Yeah, which we'll see if Screaming Suns goes for that.
Definitely, you can't ignore the fact that Braum synergizes so well with the Lucian, and he's been top 3 ADCs for as long as I can remember, off the top of my head. Ever since he got, I believe, buffs to his double shot, he's just been dominating with press the attack. But either way, that is going to mean a response pick from the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa, very solid, has lots of build paths you can go down, can flex between AD and AP, alongside with the Gragas, another solid pick.
Yeah, so it's kind of going to be weird here. I think they're just necessitating the Braum. Vladimir, really strong pick on this patch.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go Alistar. That's kind of surprising to me. Maybe support doesn't play it, but Taric immediately locked in. They know what they want to play into this. Kai'Sa Taric feels like a lane they've played a few times.
Yeah, right. And Kai'Sa Taric, it definitely has the objective to just scale through that lane, not really go for any 2v2s, but just towards the mid and late game. You have the Taric ult that's going to keep a lot of your team, if not all of your team, invulnerable. And Kai'Sa's just going to be ramping up like crazy when she gets that Ginsu's during the mid game. So great pickups there.
Yeah, really great pickups. Nocturne ban and a Poppy ban coming out. The Nocturne ban, I think, makes a lot of sense. He definitely synergizes with these picks. He'll carry them through into the mid game. He kind of sets the pace, and they could really use a pace setter.
It's very true, yeah. Nocturne just sort of dictates, I'm going to gank a lane, and then he'll probably get a kill off of it. So he just doesn't let your team fall behind that often. And if your team is good at collapsing, it works even better. But the Poppy and Scion ban looking like targeting the top laner now for SSG.
Yeah, Scion I think is just a winning pick all the time. I'm not
time.
exactly sure why they ban Poppy unless they're just afraid of the Alistar, because I think Lucian can always play around that, even though Z is kind of pivotal to his kit. But Lissandra locked in. Lissandra a really strong pick.
Yeah, Lissandra did see a lot more play in previous patches. I think 8.24 and 9.1 she saw a lot of play. Now I think she's been favored less. I don't think she was touched in any patches, but I have been seeing less and less of her. By the way, still very solid control mage that will allow you to make some great picks.
Yeah, the Graves locked in here. That's going to be
I haven't seen
a little bit different than a pace setter. Yeah, you haven't seen him in a while because he really hasn't been good. Electrocute is kind of the staple that you would go to, but after the Electrocute nerfs, you kind of wanted to go back to either press the attack or fleet footwork. I'd really like to see press the attack Graves here, but we might even see Hail of Blades, which I don't think is strong.
There's so many
things. A few different weird things.
I'm pretty sure he should have run Dark Harvest back when that was broke. Like everyone did, so I wouldn't be surprised. But Victor alongside him, and we've been seeing a ton of Victor tops actually. So I'm not sure where if they're gonna flex the Vlad and the Victor between top and mid.
Yeah, I've actually saw Victor go top earlier today, and it can kind of flex. You really want to match it into melee laner, and there really isn't one for them, which is going to be kind of odd here. Jarvan locked in means that Gragas is actually going to be in the lane though, so I think you want to try to match up the Victor with the Gragas.
Right.
Well, you might get outpoked by the Qs.
Right. They also have the option of running actually J4 top. We used to see that go like AD assassin J4 top. Not fun to play against, I gotta say.
I still think that you definitely prefer it in the jungle, but we'll see where it ends up.
Yeah, we will see what happens. But you're totally right. Victor is definitely a counter pick champion. You know, they'll pick a greedy melee top laner, and you'll just answer with Victor, and you end up doing what Khan does, which is literally like suppress them the entire laning phase and demand respect from the enemy jungler.
It's hard to demand respect from a Graves though, right?
he just farms. Yeah. By the way, these are going to be the lineups, and right off the bat, I really love the scaling coming from SSG. I think they have tons of tools in their kit. The Gragas Explosive Cask is going to give you a lot of disruption, along with Lissandra's Frozen Tomb. Tons of disruption as well. You have the Taric Ultimate for safety. Kai'Sa has tons of mobility along with the J4. Just looks like a really solid composition. You don't want to meet this in the mid to late game.
No, I've actually played on a team with my friend told me to, so I know his Taric is really solid. This is something that you're going to probably see get banned away within the 5-game series, I'd say.
Predictions.
So I'm not going to give away any like pools or say anything
of course, right.
that really shouldn't be said.
Right.
I'll just say that we're really going to hope that this Taric comes through. There's a few other picks that we can see, but most of them end up being more solo queue-esque.
Right, definitely. I think Taric in competitive just sort of fits a nice role. You're not trying to do anything too risky, and Taric doesn't want to do that either when you are playing competitive and when the stakes are much higher.
Well, so you want to get the level 2 advantage in lane, which means that as a melee support, you're actually going to want to poke out at the level 1, probably, using... Well, I'm not sure. Maybe you can go E or maybe you go Q. It's pretty up to determine, but what you want to do is get to the second wave and actually melee those 2 minions that come up first.
Yeah, definitely.
And that'll get you to your level 2.
Definitely a good tip is to save your Targon stacks for the second wave, because that'll help you execute the minions quicker and hit that level 2 faster. By the way, what do you...
Not sure. Does he go Q or E into this, the Taric?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like you're normally going Q just because it's a pretty good level 1 ability, and then you go into your E.
Right.
But I feel like that E might be viable into such a close range ADC.
I think as a Taric main, you would be going E. I don't know. That's just how I see Taric mains. I think he knows his stuff, so I think he'd be comfortable going E. If I weren't comfortable on Taric, maybe I would go Q.
No, I
Either
think if
way,
we see that pivot, it'll definitely be interesting because that means that the bot lane can actually shift in favor from the Lucian over to the Kai'Sa, which would be odd because she scales so well, right? If she gets the early advantage and gets to get an item ahead of him.
Definitely. So if we're talking about the bot lanes, you're definitely going to expect Lucian Alistar to be keeping up the pressure and Kai'Sa Taric to be much more passive and sort of give up pressure and give up control of the lane just to be able to safely scale into the game.
So, is there something that you see coming out here in the jungle between the Graves and the Jarvan?
You know, I definitely still think that even though we look at Graves and we say, oh, really heavy farmer and definitely scales great into the game, I think J4 actually has the upper hand in the very early game. I think if he ever catches you in an EQ combo, you're pretty much cooked. Like, you have to use your dash to go away, and after that you can't really chase anymore. So I think in that regard, J4 has the option of landing the EQ. If he does, good. If he doesn't, that's fine. He could just walk away. And I like the control that he gives more than Graves. Graves, though, is obviously going to scale much better, going to have much better control in ganks as well.
So now, one thing that I definitely can see happening here is that Graves just saves his E, which means that he won't have the high armor, so he won't really be able to kill Jarvan, he won't really be able to skirmish with him unless he kind of gets it at the ideal time.
Right.
He'll at least always be able to dodge the EQ, right?
True, yeah.
Unless he gets slowed by the W. But that's kind of like, you have to be really close to him. If you're that close to a Graves, he's probably already attacking.
Yeah, sure. So definitely, if they end up face checking into each other, I think it's gonna favor the J4. But that is the dynamic for.
Oh, sorry, J4 is actually in the top, so it's gonna be Gragas in the jungle.
Okay, well, throw that out the window. Gragas in the jungle, kind of the same thing, though. You don't want to land that body slam.
The only champion that Gragas is kind of scarier into than, like, you know, a Grave style champion would be a straight up assassin, because he just honestly destroys them in the jungle, and with his W, he doesn't really get killed by all that burst.
Yeah, definitely.
So Graves will at least be a little bit easier into the Gragas. I've seen Gragas just dominate on champions like the Kazakhs.
Especially, we've been seeing Gragases actually go, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've been seeing a lot of high elo Gragases go AP. And it's actually been doing wonders, like metric tons of damage when you start to really scale up and control the game.
Yeah, AP Gragas was pretty strong and then fell off for a little bit. If you remember, it was being played in almost every region on a competitive level. And that's kind of the one that, like, I'm envisioning when I talk about, like, him blowing up, you know, assassins.
Yeah,
that's really how he does it. That's why you build it. Well, the damage reduction on the W is just so ridiculous that you're actually capable of
it is
sacrificing actual resistance and just building health.
Totally. And when it comes to that 1v1, you could W first. Your W is like helping you tank, and you just walk at someone, and you just blow all your burst on them, and usually they go poof. But that is going to be the dynamic for the jungle. When we look at the top lane now, though, it is going to be Victor J4, and I think this definitely is a Victor preferred lane.
Yeah, so the Victor does really well into the melee champions. I actually thought that he might have a problem into Gragas, which is why I'd imagine that you wanted to put Gragas top.
Right.
The fact that they would like to put Jarvan in the top lane kind of scares me. Now, I will tell you, I'm pretty sure Harrison is the captain. Or sorry, isn't TJ the captain of that team? Yeah,
I think he might be.
Yeah, he is. I know Harrison. He's pretty vocal. I think he might even be the shot caller. I could be wrong about that one. So putting him on a champion like Jarvan is pretty helpful. Well, so like I do play against them. I think I've scrimmed them like it's probably upwards of like 6 or 7 times now, or 6 or 7 games, not times. Sorry. But that's just enough that you eventually get the feel for it, and then like I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure I've also played against one of them, and one was a sub on the team with me.
Right.
The team gets pretty fresh when we see him quite a bit. On the other side, I got no knowledge. I know one guy's a support, and the other is the best ADC in the Peacock.
Oh, I didn't. You're right. I didn't see that, so that's good. So I'm gonna predict that he's gonna win lane because he is the best ADC in the Peacock. But then again, we're in Risen, so does that apply?
Yeah, so I think this is gonna be a real problem. You're gonna have to stick around through the spectator delay while we make sure that we all sync up to find out. It's gonna be a really interesting
That's
one.
a cliffhanger. Yep.
P-Cup over Risen? Question mark.
We'll have to see. But anyways, stick around. We will be right back.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back. The game has started and the small talk has ended. Tell me how you doing, Switch.
Pretty good. Can I freaking shut up already? Jesus, man. I can't believe I had to sit here and listen to myself talk for this long.
Whew. So we're going to see a classic 5-point start coming out of both sides here. A little gap sitting in the top, so I guess it's not so classic as the jungler is not really sure where they want to stand with Lissandra.
That is true. A little poke out from Tarek. Friendly little gesture. Man, that is a nice skin. He actually got 10 gemstones.
Honestly, that is absolutely gorgeous. The recall is pretty beautiful. I do like the Malzahar recall just like a little bit more, but like I won't get picky about, you know, $100 skins.
Let's just turn this into a small talk central, dude. Let's not even commentate the game anymore. Let's just
we're getting caught out right here. It's going to be a Q coming down onto the victor. He's losing this trade hard as Jarvan. Just going to set up some quick dominance. In the lane, it won't exactly go like that.
That's a Chad right there.
He actually uses a corrupting pot there. I don't think he had to. I think he would have healed up
Yeah.
most of what he had taken there.
Either way, gonna have to work with that now. I don't think you want to start that as a Jarvan.
Never mind.
By the way, is going to be blue side starting at the red, and red side starting at his red. So sort of a mirrored through the mid lane start from the junglers. This top lane already getting to work, chunking each other out.
We're going to have to see if Harrison's able to get down something here in the level 1. It's really hard to get through that shield and get any meaningful damage down in the Victor. Seems like he gets something like 50.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. He's already down to a 1 corrupting charge for Harrison already.
Yeah, if you see, they didn't use the strategy where you save stacks to rush level 2 on either side, so it's just kind of a classic rundown. And it doesn't actually matter because neither side seems like they want to engage. Welcome to the Dominate semifinals.
Yeah, once you said rundown, I just, oh no.
Looks like a support's looking to get an engage here. He's just standing so far to the side, though, that it's really just going to force him to stand closer to the bottom hollow wall. Take a little bit of poke from the Lucian.
Yeah, definitely. Both just like trying to feel each other out, playing the footsies so far. By the way, I don't think there's going to be a lot of kill pressure, you know? There's the engage. Oh, misses the stun now. Tarek has to flash out.
Oh, there's the engage.
Okay.
I should have caught myself back up. Spectators sometimes really mean to me.
It's mean to everyone equally, dude.
Oh, that's really nice to know. At least she's an equally abusive lover. Looks like Tarek's gonna get down just a little bit of healing back onto TJ. He's gonna try to even the lane out, although the mana doesn't come back.
It does not. And actually...
Oof, the stun does land onto Alistar.
Yeah, it does. Not much gotten from that, though, but it is notable to say that Kai'Sa did start the Doran shield here. So definitely not looking for any sort of lane dominance, which I think is the right decision anyways. You have a Tarek support, so you're not really... Oh, I don't know if TikTok was...
Yeah, he definitely got
There's no way
spotted.
he slid through that.
Exclamation point came out.
Yeah, so
you have to hug that wall really tight.
And also, you can't have a minion like 2 feet away from you, so that was just really awkward. Not sure if it was the melee just sliding way far past the actual minion line, but either way, he's going to get spotted out there, so going to have to go back into the jungle, or rather recall. That's a smart decision, actually, to just recall and sort of reset what side you're on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to at least allow him to invade into the enemy jungle, I'd imagine, which will help him try to recover some of this 12 CS deficit.
Yeah.
Although it actually looks like Graves is just going to take that Krug, so that won't really happen.
Yeah, gonna have to pay attention to the timers to see what he can steal next. It would probably be the Raptors if I had to guess.
Yeah, Raptors wouldn't be the hardest, but I'll imagine he'll just fight for the Scuttle Crab, especially because this bot lane has so much dominance right now. Even though the mid lane's getting shoved in, Vladimir is not to pitch help until level 6. Oh, wait, speaking of level 6, though, they're going to be getting that really soon.
Both junglers heading bot right now. They might just bump into each other. Okay, Gragas going for another lane gank. Not sure if he is spotted on ward right now, actually. Missed stun.
Man,
oh, this is getting real tense.
They know he's here. I think they're baiting him.
Yep. Alistar taking half HP already just for walking up. Just for thinking about doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of not the best move. I think that's the right way to put that.
You know,
especially when you know TikTok's there.
Because you know what I think it was, is they were baiting TikTok to go in and maybe try and overextend, and then no excuse would come in for the collapse. Once most of the skill shots would have missed.
I mean, that's fair, especially because Graves has an excellent counter gank, but it looks like we're getting a fight here on the top side. Notice how Nita does have ultimate, but doesn't have mana, while Harrison has no ultimate, but does have mana.
Yeah.
Means they're
And
really
actually,
just both wet noodles.
in a sense, yes. And actually, I don't think there's even a CS lead for the Victor, even though this is a sort of matchup that you would imagine he would win as a ranged champion. But Jarvan having that shield that soaks up a lot of damage when timed correctly, along with trading back some damage with his Q, nothing to be had there, I guess. Both
So now that
top laners
Jarvan
still
has
have
level
TP.
6,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be an entirely different matchup than we had spoken about
Yeah.
before. You know, Victor
Yeah,
really had
definitely.
to get something out of Kleptomancy. Because Victor doesn't have a dash, it means he's going to always have to burn Flash to get out of Victor's ultimate.
Yeah, or just somehow sidestep it, which is doable because the Q does give you additional movement speed.
I'd really like to see that play happen. Honestly, you'd hear me scream.
Man, I hope so. They don't call you Shoutcaster for nothing, but damage in the mid lane.
Yeah, the ultimate does come out from Vladimir. It's going to be Lysandra just using hers, though, to negate most of this pressure. No excuses, not going to be able to get any more damage down. Gragas is right there. It looks like we get the engage in the bot lane, though. That's Alistar who's stunned up. Kai'Sa's getting some good damage. Does get stunned by the Alistar slap. She's going to heal up from Fleet Footwork and get some good counter damage. Wow, they put the Ignite down. They really want to get this on here. The stun comes out. That's only going to land onto Alistar. It looks like they're going to get the heals down. There's a small heal, but it's not going to be enough. They're just going to shove the lane in from here.
Man, already you can see once Kai'Sa outlives most of the upfront damage coming out of Lucian Alistar, especially Alistar, who's all of his damage is pretty much front load from his kit. And he has long cooldowns. Once you outlive that, you can sort of turn back because Kai'Sa does have much better consistent damage.
The consistent damage is definitely something that you want to have in any lineup. I feel like that each side has something akin to that. But definitely I'd feel is lacking something that's what we call traditional, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Although I guess Victor's pretty traditional. I'll give him that. Looks like he's going to get a lot of poke down here into Harrison. Harrison goes below half.
Situation.
It looks like a Graves there. He's going to have to get all the way out. Nita still has the ultimate up. That's the flash ultimate. Going to force the flash out of Jarvan. Uses the shield and the slow.
Are they going to dive this?
Probably could have dove that.
Oh, just going to walk away. Don't want to take that risk, I guess.
You know, I just think like Victor with Q up is totally capable of killing Jarvan there. Maybe because his flash is down, he doesn't want to, and Jarvan's ultimate's up.
Yeah, might get locked down from that. Actually, yeah, that is probably most of the reason why. With both flashes down from the top and mid, they just don't want to get caught in that Cataclysm and give over a kill.
Well, yeah, Graves could have used his E, but he wasn't feeling it. Looks like they are going to get them out in Drake, though, for the trouble of that gank.
Yeah,
this
that's
one
actually
happens in bot lane as priority.
Definitely, definitely. And I'm actually a little bit surprised to see this Kai'Sa constantly out-shoving Lucian Alistar, but that just is how it's going so far.
Yeah, I think they're surprised too, right? Like you mentioned, they did by the Doran's shield.
Yeah.
But they're shoving, I guess. So that's just how this is going to go. I guess he may not be the best ADC in P-Cup. We'll have to see if Lucian gets his classic mid-game power spike.
Yeah, definitely towards the mid-game, he is going to get a lot of those dashes to be able to maneuver and sometimes even take over a fight, so...
Oh, if it looks like Jarvan is going to be able to come in here. Oh, wow. Why does Nita engage there? I guess because they can out-damage. It looks like they're going to decide to stay here.
Man, this Jarvan is already so tanky. Or rather, it's the fact that Victor is not really building much damage at all. Started out with, I think, an upgraded Hex Core, or rather, just a regular Hex Core, along with a Dark Seal and boots. Those boots definitely needed if you want to slip out of those dragon flag and drags, that thing.
Yeah, I feel like the boots are just a good pickup in general. But definitely when trying to avoid the flag and drags, it's a must. It looks like the bot laners are just kind of content CSing for now. It's definitely different than what we've seen before. As I say that, though, Alistar is going to go in.
Yep.
Looks like they can't really damage each other. It looks like TJ is the first one to get some damage onto the ADC. Best Cup, puts them back on. Oh, here comes out the dash. Lucian's going to hit the calling. That all lands onto TJ. The stun comes out, though. That's going to be first blood going over to Kai'Sa. Does take one shot from that turret, but they're going to get the invulnerability here. That means that they can go right in. My friend told me to takes all the aggro.
No.
TJ uses the heal, and that's going to be a kill onto support, but I'm sorry, the Ignite comes down. That's a shutdown. And the top side, Nita gets killed. That's going to be going over to a Canadian Goose.
Ooh.
And Graves is able to take that with a beautiful ultimate.
So much stuff happening here. It's not even over.
Here comes the Vladimir. Got to get it with the Ignite, I'd imagine here. Yeah, the ultimate does tick off. Canadian Moose gets out. There's no CC to hold her in place.
Yeah, nice roam by Romania. Even though that was a response roam, it was a 3-man, first of all, into the top lane, killing Nita. But either way, in the bot lane, wow, you can already see this Kai'Sa and Tarek. They just feel very comfortable with their damage, and great job by the Kai'Sa, actually, by Tej, focusing a lot, if not all of his damage onto the Lucian, and figuring out that that's where most of the threat in the lane is going to be coming from.
Yeah, I feel like that, this is just, this is a really exciting game. I gotta take a moment and just collect myself.
you know, they didn't even need the Tarek ult until they were thinking about diving that Alistair, which we do have to mention. Ouch, that dive, that was not pretty.
So the dive wasn't pretty, but I definitely think that it was well-intentioned. And that's kind of what matters. I'm just excited to see people making plays. You know, it's a lot better than passive teams that feel as if they have to, you know, kind of just wait and constantly scale, especially with picks that don't exactly scale.
Yeah, you can tell. Tej and my friend told me to definitely feel comfortable on the champions that they're playing, and it kind of shows from the way that they are playing this lane. It's like they're not just accepting that, okay, this is a scaling champion, so I'm not going to try and do too much. They know their win conditions, and it is putting a lot of it onto Lucian.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to get knocked up and beat up here. The calling's 100% going to kill. My friend told me to. As TJ is left alone here, that is just depressing right here. Does get out, though, with the shield and the speed boost. The minion wave is going to be super helpful. No excuse is going to get time to clear ward.
Yeah. As I say that, my friend told me to eating a full culling. That cooldown on culling is actually so short, and I think that caught them a bit off guard.
Yeah, it can definitely do that. This is why you can really use it for wave clear, too, right?
Right.
Just because it has such a short cooldown. Although TJ actually going to heal up a lot of the damage there. Probably going to keep the CS rather even. And congratulations to almost everyone here. The CS is pretty close to where it needs to be for everyone, except the top laners, who
they've been too busy fighting, you know. But either way, yes, this is not that low elo. We know how to last it here, boys.
You know, you gotta give props where it's due. You know, when you're at 120 CS at 14 minutes.
To be fair, the mid laners have literally done nothing. I think it was one roam that they've done so far, but either way, they've just been farm festing mid lane. Yeah,
I don't really think that either can kill each other, and if they really do decide to engage, they just kind of end up wasting cooldowns and time that could be used, you know, getting minions.
You just want to save it for you want to save most, if not all, of your summoners for a roam.
Oof, here comes the Gragas, though, and it looks like Nita's going to go all the way in onto Harrison. Kind of realizes the jig is up. That was definitely a misuse of abilities there.
Yeah, totally.
But I guess, you know, you can say they're going to get the Mountain Drake here, and that may end up being worth it.
It's another response. It's the other way around now. But we've seen both teams respond very quickly with dragons right after seeing junglers show topside.
Yeah, this shows that, like, they're at least, you know, looking at the minimap and thinking about how they're going to pick up these objectives. I wonder if it was like an Ocean Drake or a Cloud Drake, if we'd see such a high priority on them.
Right.
And it looks like they're actually going to try to pick up a Herald for the trouble now. This is where, you know, the tip for Cat really gets a little much. Yeah. Gragas forced to use the cast just to get back into his own jungle. He's waiting out for the E cooldown. That's everybody coming in. TikTok doesn't even have a W to get some damage reduction down.
That is tragic.
Some of his abilities should have been up.
Yeah, but I guess it was way too long of a cooldown.
And the Herald goes over. I'm sorry, but as I said, that we get the engage coming in out of Alistar. Tarek forced to use the ultimate. Kai'Sa's going to get a free fight here. I'm sorry that they don't take it because she's way too low to take any fight.
Holy moly. Ate so much of that damage. Lucian having so much burst makes it hard to play as Kai'Sa because you're trying to ramp up these stacks, but once you get into range of Lucian...
Alistar uses that tech, going to go right in again. We are just non-stop action out here. And it looks like they're just going to actually kill my friend Toby too. Going to force out another heal. In the mid lane, we have more going down as Vladimir and the Lissandra are going in. Kai'Sa goes all the way, wants Peak Up. They only stun the Alistar. Peak Up gets ignited. That means that he's not going to be getting the heals that he got out of that Bork. And it looks like my friend Toby is just able to beat him down, but it's now a support versus my friend Toby 2. And my friend Toby 2 is way too low without any mana.
Kick his ass, yeah! Okay, stun misses there. That's a little awkward. It was a prank. What am I watching? He turns around!
He didn't use any of his mana. He didn't even kill him.
He didn't want it. He wanted to send the message.
Their reward.
Go back home and tell your family what you saw today.
And unfortunately, he can't hold the wave there for his ADC. You'd really like to take that big group of CS there and kind of pull it back a bit.
Yeah, so actually, definitely Kaisa and Tarek missing out on a lot. Yep.
She was, yeah. And it looks like Vladimir are going to be backing here. Time for more items. How do you feel about this first item by Vladimir, the Spellbinder?
Gosh, I think it's just so telling on how Vlad wants to play it. First of all, it gives you the passive movement speed, I believe, just out of the build path, but also the fact that you proc it and you basically unload all of your damage. I think it's clearly for roams, and he just realizes that there's not much that he's doing here in lane. You just try and build the most effective item you can to influence these side lanes.
Then, as you said, we get the engage coming out again. Victor going to use the ultimate, and that's going to give it over to Canadian Goose. That's 3-0. The Lissandra doesn't end up building too much damage, but any champion with enough gold does damage regardless.
Yeah, and Vladimir showing up fashionably late here down on the bot side, and no pressure going over to that mid lane, so just trying to stop the bleeding in the bot tower.
Oh, they are going to get the engage here. He's going to get stunned up, beat up, and knocked back. Okay, that means that Vladimir's going to pull away. I think he got the phase rush, but the phase rush doesn't matter as TJ is going to pick that one up. They're definitely at least giving the kills over to the people who are trying to deal damage. And talking about damage, look at how Gragas is building.
Yes! It is relatively tanky, but we'll see what he does build that Kindle Gem into. By the way, not going for immediate AP. Still going for solid front line that you do want to have and let that J4 on your top side definitely build more towards an assassin playstyle. Looks like he's going to be going for Black Cleaver next.
Wait. Oh, yeah, definitely going for Black Cleaver. Oof. Sorry, I saw the Kinder Gem for a second, thought we were talking about Gragas, got really afraid.
Oh, no. Black Cleaver Gragas.
Yeah, let's not talk about
I'll be right back. I'm going to go into the lab for a second.
Do not. Actually, look at the CS in the jungle. This is really bad, I think is the way to phrase this.
Those are two different numbers.
Yeah, there's no excuses.
Nailed it. But wow, I want to see no excuse Flame Horizon this guy.
Wow, here comes Lissandra. They're going to be using the E to try to go on to Victor. I think Victor knows that he's up against a formidable opponent at 0-3 against 3-0. Looks like Tarek's going to take a bunch of damage out of Graves. I think there's a fight coming out of us.
Well, not even die, but just collapse.
Yeah, it looks like Victor's just going to run into towers. He really loves to do this. Might have been a waste of an ultimate, but they're at least going to secure the kill, and they're not going to waste time chasing it down.
It's a bad habit, you know. Sometimes you just got to run it down, but my friends tell me not to, but sometimes I just do it anyways.
Yeah, you know, once a game, it may not be a bad strategy. Sometimes I genuinely think it's best to run into the turret. There's a point when that shouldn't be your go-to. It looks like Tarek's going to miss all the stuns here. Jarvan's going to lock up too, and he locks up with good too. And it's just Vladimir stuck in there. He's not going to be able to deal any damage, but it's Lucian on the backline. He's just going to solo out a Canadian Goose. Now Harrison's going all the way in. As support goes low, he's going to be forced to flash out. Kai's just clearing waves so they don't have any more damage left up.
Yeah, the Alistar making a huge amount of space for the rest of his team, popping the ult too. So actually being left with still looking like 1/4 of his HP, but you could see on the backside actually more. They are going to be going towards this mid tower, but you could see on the backside the Lucian being targeted by Canadian Moose, but did not have that Frozen Tomb because they used it in the bot lane versus the Victors. So best ADC Peacock actually getting the better of that 1v1. And overall, one team fight.
Yeah, and that definitely feels good. It's going to bring the gold just a little bit closer.
It is. Best ADC Peacock now on a roll. 2 kills in a row. One from the 2v2 down bottom, and now another in this team fight.
See, what I'm really interested in here is to see if we're going to be able to get down some of these last outer turrets.
Yeah, I definitely agree that that's where the team should be going towards next.
Yeah, it's really on Screaming Suns to be able to just get their laners into the right spot. Like, I mean, Jarvan for right now can definitely be spending his time from the top side, but he should probably be trying to consolidate his power, especially around the Kai'Sa.
I agree. But one team fight, if you're on the side of looking for a girlfriend, is good to see. You don't want to start losing team fights already because that's just a bad sign. We did say the scaling in terms of team fight strength is going to be much better for the side of SSG.
Both top laners have teleport up. So that means no one really has the
Dragon
advantage.
was taken recently, though.
I'd really like to see them putting the top laners towards the bottom side of the map because they want to be playing around the Baron right now.
Right, yeah. You
Especially
definitely
with
want to
each
see
team
them
coming
send
out.
Teach probably to start sieging that top side. That or Canadian Moose.
Yeah, you want the damage up there. I think you definitely want your teleport in the bot lane still.
Definitely. They might be liking Canadian Moose in the bot lane maybe just because of the wave clear. But either way, nothing much happening so far. Bit of a ward battle here in the top side.
And the wave clear really impressive on the side of Peacock.
Oh, there's a flash.
Flash, yeah, that's really depressing.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Oh, is this a face check? Okay. A little damage going out.
Oh, another wasted W though, so I guess they're going to tip for tat here as Vladimir's going to use his ultimate. Tarek instantly channels his. Alistar's going to headbutt out a Canadian Moose.
Yep.
Now it's Romania on the front line. He's going to be able to deal a lot of damage here as Jarvan goes all the way in. It's damage galore. Kai'Sa gets knocked out. That means they're not going to get damage. Lucian's been on the back line dealing damage this whole time with Gravestone, and it's just the AD twins. And all the damage is alive for the side of looking for a girlfriend as they're going to go all the way in now.
Wow, so much damage coming out from the back line of looking for a girlfriend. That Lucian plus the Victor plus the Graves just melting through this Jarvan, and right after the Frozen Tomb ended, Canadian Moose as well, just burning through, and just not enough time given for Teach to really start ramping up his damage, and they just ran away with that team fight.
Definitely going to be feeling good.
Yeah, that's an inhibitor.
Gragas is
Maybe
looking
not,
to
actually.
stop this inhibitor. Yeah, I think with everyone respawning, even without Lissandra, they can pull that off.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Wow, they're just going to clear out the vision super quick here. This is teamwork, coordination at its finest. I'm not sure if they're actually going to get the second word here. Oh, they do. This is
insane.
Oh, all right. I'm excited again. My friend told me
These are the
way
plays
out
you
of
wanna
position
see.
here, though. He's getting knocked back, beat up, and torn down. And the walls come crashing around his little castle.
Oh, there goes that teamwork.
Yeah, definitely not playing heads up there.
Not what you
Looks
want to
like they're
see
going to
right
clear out
after
all of
losing a
those
team fight.
control wards.
Yeah, all that hard work.
It may take 8 hits, but they'll do it. What's 11?
Determined.
Looks like Nita's in the bot side, going to be trying to pick up a little bit more of this outer turret gold.
Yeah, that might just go down.
Same thing happens with TJ in the mid.
Both teams picking up one tower now, but you could definitely say control is in the side of looking for a girlfriend when it comes to Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that's undisputable, right? Although I think that it really comes down to the vision at a point. That's normally how you can tell, so it's kind of odd that they don't actually have too much forward vision, although as I say that, Alistar puts down a single ward kind of up. And Romania is going to put down another, so I guess they're doing that just a little late.
Doing their best to defend the jungle, but this is a game of attrition now. A war of attrition, one would say.
And their wards get cleared out once again. Now remember, wars of attrition are always going to favor the person defending. Eventually you have to do something.
Yeah, eventually you have to not be up their ass, so...
It looks like they do pick up another Mountain Drake. I'd like to see them go right over the Baron here. That means that they have a lot of damage for this big worm.
Yeah, you gotta say, you definitely want to see them forcing a face
Well,
check.
if it looks like they think that they have another pick on him, my friend told me to, is he's just going to get torn up by a support. This Alistar really asserting his dominance here, and his team's always just there to back him up with the damage. This is 100% going to be the inhibitor going over to looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's feeling like maybe the third time my friend told me to gets caught out, just trying to clear vision, and that is one of the flaws of Tarek. He does have no real escape or no real deterrent.
Well, yeah, that's why you normally want to be calling for a teammate to come with you, especially when you're clearing vision. The issue is, you know, you're in your own jungle, so you can definitely lose sight of the fact that you need to call a teammate in your own jungle. I'm sorry, as you say, the Zola support going to get
ambitious.
beat up. His ultimate does a lot for him, though. That damage reduction going to help with the tower very specifically. Romania goes in. I think he just kind of wasted the ignite there onto Vladimir, or onto Gragas. Lysandra going to go in now. She uses Entomb on herself. That's going to slow everybody up. Tarek's going to get down the invulnerability. That's going to save him. Just no excuses goes down in the backline. Now it's TJ trying to get some damage down, but Nita's ultimate just ticks down the whole time. Lucian's eating forward, and this is just a slaughter on the back foot.
Yeah, it looks so good at first. With the invulnerability going on to Tej and him doing a lot of damage. Whoa.
They're actually going to pick up Lysandra there, and they're going to put their eyes on Gragas, and it looks like that it's just Lucian who's going to be putting him. I'm sorry, I thought they were done with that fight, and they just went back in.
Yeah, round two, round three. Oh. Hey, there it is. What a hero. Jesus.
My God, it just always feels like he has to flash. I'm not sure if this is the end of the game. I don't know if they have the damage to actually end here with 2 AP champions like this and without a minion wave.
Is, a little awkward.
Especially with the 5-second timers, but it is the bot lane in Harrison, so they might have a chance.
Yeah, at least going to come away with that one inhibitor from the push overall. By the way, you can really see the value in this Alistar pick. You couldn't really see it because the Spectre wasn't going towards there, but this Alistar is making so much space for the rest of his team. Tej was trying to do his best to deal as much damage as possible to the backline. But once that invulnerability goes down, he just gets melted.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're just gonna need more items, right? As sad as that is to say, like
just throw gold at it. That'll fix it.
That's the problem here, you know. Kaisa with enough items can do it.
Yeah, it's just right now she's at 3.5 if you count boots.
Yeah, we just look at the BF sword. That's great. We're making our way towards more items.
We're doing it, boys. But so it looks like he's going more towards that crit build, which is good. That does do a lot of damage with the Infinity Edge's true damage.
I've heard the AP build is dead, but that's just from a Kaisa player I know. They're actually just going to take this Baron, though. No one's even going to check.
Yeah.
They do have that ward. You think they would have thought for a second, why is nobody on the map but Victor? But 2 Mountain Drakes, they clear it pretty quick. You don't really get the second to think that. Canadian Moose going to get a second to kill Nita, but the ultimate still ticks down. Going to be forced to use his Zonias. Here comes TikTok. Misses everything, though. Canadian Moose kills them without any assist going over to TikTok.
Yeah, Moose just clutching it out on his own. And that's not what you want to see your top laner doing with your Baron buff. Just type 1v1, but they are going to continue to push onto the top lane. 1 man down, mind you. I don't know if they're going to be able to...
Oof, that's the 2-man knockup, though, and he's going to be able to get a lot of down here. Tarek's going to get the ultimate off. That's only going to land on the 4 members, though. Canadian Moose is totally vulnerable here. That's still enough for them to kill 1. They're going to be setting their eyes onto the Graves on the back line. He goes down next. That means that Vladimir should be the target after this. Oh, I'm sorry. They're just going to obliterate Lucian, and Romania is on the back foot. This W is going to be enough to get 1, get 2. He can't get the 3rd, though. You think with 1 more Q, he might have even been able to get a 4th.
Well, that was a short-lived Baron buff. I think that lasted like 30 seconds before they just ended up losing a team fight. Really, it's just not picking the right fight in the end. It was an overextended dive started off by A support on the Alistar, and just really no real catch coming out of it. You're playing a 4v5. Not quite what you want to see. Not the right call, but either way, that is going to be how it goes down. They did manage to pick up 2 kills with 1 inhibitor tower, but when you have a Baron at this stage in the game, you want to get a bit more than that.
So I feel as if the issue starts with the Victor pick, right? You know, you can't be letting Victor get picked there, and then it kind of snowballs when you then pick a fight 4v5 under a turret in the enemy base.
Yeah. I don't know about that call.
I don't think it was a call. I think they just are frustrated. You know, they're not really ending the game yet. They feel like their clock is ticking down on them, even though it's not. Graves, Victor, Vladimir are all great champions at the scale. Alistar, another actual, like, pretty decent scaling champion. And it looks like they're going to pick up another Drake here.
No, I totally agree with you. I think that is what was going through their minds, feeling they're playing that 4v5 while they have the Baron buff. They just need to make something happen really quickly before Lissandra can regroup. But it's a bit of an overextended dive. The rest of the team wasn't quite on the same page and just didn't come to fruition. By the way, they did pick up another dragon now, and they are pushing down this bot lane. All inhibitors exposed. Yeah, they're super fast with these two Cloud Drakes. Dude, and they also have two Mountain Drakes, so if you let them poke this inhibitor for a while, they are going to be able to take it. Oh, it's looking tricky.
It looks like Jarvan's actually going to get 4 down in the Cataclysm, though, and that's going to be the Gragas knocking everybody around with his ultimate. There's going to be Zhonya's on everybody. It's a slaughter in the field, and we don't even know who's coming out ahead. Tarek smashing everybody. It looks like on the backline, Kaisa gets a double kill onto Graves and Lucian. That's the damage. Vladimir doesn't stand a chance in this fall of that, and the support goes down, and then the heal's going to come in. The Ignite's not enough to tick away. Kaisa gets the ace and looks pretty doing it.
Just sit straight. That is a clean ace. Just straight up decided to win the team fight. You can see Tej go so deep and just look for a 1v1 against, I think it was No Excuse, but either way, Tej just putting out so much DPS there and a lot of space created by the Alistar, but when you have Tej in the backline like that, wow, you really need to check your focus.
Just a different type of fight there. As bodies are flying everywhere and people get singled out and spread apart, I think that the biggest part is that Kaisa gets a double kill onto the Lucian and the Graves. And that pretty much just explodes the fight from that moment forward.
I personally think the divers, which I think were Romanian A support, just not realizing what was happening in that fight.
Yeah, they just really got split up. The Kaisa ultimate did its work there.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep track of Kaisa because she does just sort of have a blink that gets her anywhere close to anyone that she touched. So it's really hard to keep track of, a lot like how Katarina just sort of blinks through team fights. But still, you've got to, when you're in the semifinals, you've got to have the right team fighting skills. And one of those skills is definitely switching your focus.
So I feel like part of that's also communicating the fight out effectively.
Right.
It's like you say, right? They had 2 divers. The divers are Romania and a support. Well, the question is, did the comms say that there are 2 people diving, and did they say who their targets are and what their goal is in diving? Right. Do they have a plan for if Kaisa dives in? Like, have they, actually said any of this? And it kind of feels like when the team fight gets spread out like that and your damage is on the backline, if you did have a plan, you can reevaluate and fix it pretty easily.
This is definitely why I think I personally have the view where you need one dedicated shot caller in a team fight. Because if you have everyone just calling out names of enemy champions in a team fight, it becomes so hard to figure out, well, what is the priority? What should I be doing? Has the game plan changed at all?
Oh, a little bit of a skirmish there.
Surprisingly.
I definitely agree you need one voice in a team fight, but I think that everyone else needs to be vocal in communicating their options.
Right.
That way the one voice can at least, effectively do that. And then you also need to have someone filling the role of a Capcom, where they're able to negate the choice of the main shot caller and stop them from making pivotal mistakes. Like, I swear to you, this is like the most crucial role ever. Seriously, like, your quiet player who does the carrying, let them carry this role where they just say no.
Yeah, no.
Anyone's listening when you're trying to do that, they really need the power to tell everyone to stop.
Yeah.
They need an emergency off switch. They shouldn't even use it every game, but they need it.
Let's chill switch.
Hello, all this talk about that, and we're going to be getting our eyes back onto a Baron with 2 Mountain Drakes. We know the health bar is ticking down fast.
What's really interesting to me is that actually Looking for a Girlfriend has kept this.
Oh, it's the 5v5 happening in the Baron pit. The stun doesn't land onto anyone for the Tarek. The invulnerability comes down. Canadian Moose is slowing everybody in the back line, and it's looking like a slaughter. Looking for a Girlfriend should be looking for an extra life because they are just getting beaten up around the map right now. Oh my god, though, as Vladimir is looking to do the work for his team with the Graves in it, they're running away, they're routed!
Oh man,
they're afraid! So Harrison doesn't want any smoke!
Run away! Tej died so early that fight, not quite sure why, couldn't tell under all this chaos, but either way, that is going to be Looking for a Girlfriend restarting that Baron. This Vladimir doing so much damage in team fights. Oh, it's getting real close, but wow, that just bursted down.
Whew. Really, really, really great fight there. I feel like if you're just gonna be getting out the damage, you're winning. So we really, if you're watching this, if you're in our stream right now, if you're trying to pay attention, let me tell you, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna watch on this man TJ. You're gonna watch on this man P Cup and Romania and No Excuses. You're just gonna watch these four, and that's the fight. It's that simple.
That's it.
Canadian moves is 10-4, but I'm telling you, he's got an ultimate. That's all you gotta see happen.
That's it, dude. Man, I think, you know what? I think SSG really has to reassess their fighting priorities now, because now as the team fights start to develop, this Vladimir is becoming such a problem that you have to deal with. You have to find some way to sort of negate what he's doing or take him out really quickly.
Yeah, Vladimir has what I call stupid scaling, where his scaling scales with his scaling.
Wow, I heard you like scaling, so I got this scaling so you could scale with your scaling.
Yeah, it's stupid scaling when you're playing Vladimir, and it looks like that we're going to be getting a little bit of a skirmish happening. Nita's way caught out, though. You cannot be in that position. TJ knows it in ultimates. Doesn't even want to pick up the invulnerability, and that's going to cost him, though. Looks like the redemption comes in, and that's going to give him a second chance here. That's going to be Romania going down to the back line. There's no amount of heals that are going to save him. A support doesn't have the health here to save anyone, and the W's enough. Wow, that is some big damage. Harrison goes in. It looks like the Peak Cup's going to be able to push him back, and they're going to pick up the Elder Drake now. I'd like to see them just shove and end the game here. Please don't back. Just one of you. Just one of you. I want to throw something.
We'll draw straws. Just get one.
And everybody goes back to base to defend the already up inhibitors.
Oh, they all got the short straw. You didn't see it?
Woof.
Alright, maybe they just all had really big buys, you know? They all really need to buy some real quick. Yo, I'm loving this team fighting coming out from SSG, actually. I love how they're clumping up and really focusing on one side of the map. And they just hijacked that Elder Drake, by the way.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job, and their team fights have been pretty impeccable, honestly. They definitely have that sense of when someone's caught out. I don't know why Nita wasn't grouped up with the team there. I mean, like, this was almost an immediate spot when you see, like, the Victor standing alone on the opposite side of the, like, pit.
Yeah, that was a
not even awkward. In the pit, outside of the pit, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we just make bad decisions. Nita definitely has a few of them this game. Most deaths.
Awkward situation to be put in, and we'll see how the mental keeps up.
And it looks like we're just going to be getting a Q here out of the graves. It's Romania on the front line, though. He gets left into that Cataclysm by the Jarvan, and everyone is being knocked up. The EQ, and it's going to be the Dragus knocking everybody away. Lysandra uses the Entomb on herself, going to heal up to about a third health. The Victor ultimate, though, is just dealing so much damage here. The AoE is ridiculous. And it looks like that a support goes down. Unfortunately, the Redemption doesn't save himself, but he knew he needed it. And this is looking like the fight that they just weren't ready for. Looking for a girlfriend who's going to be able to get this one. And they aren't going to back and defend the already up towers. They're going to take this inhibitor and then make their way onto the Nexus.
Man, I thought it looked so good for SSG, actually getting a lot of damage onto Romania, but he just heals it back up. He bought so much time alongside with the Zhonya's. Teach just ended up taking so much damage, ended up dying for that, and that's going to be the game going over for looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, Canadian tries his best, but Lysandra honestly just doesn't deal damage.
Bro, that was such a turnaround. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, it was back and forth the whole time. Really exciting one. Glad we got to watch that for sure.
Holy moly. But, yo, Romania putting on such a great performance. I thought he was caught out. But like I said, buying so much time. Teach taking almost half his HP just trying to kill Romania.
Wow, I'm sorry I lied. Lysandra deals damage, dealing 39,000 damage this game to champions. That's like behind, Kaisa at 44 and Vladimir at 43. These numbers are like, barely even comparable to say one is higher than the other when they're that large. The next highest is at 28, just for comparison.
Yeah, that's... Oh, man. Both Romania and Teach trying to put on their best performance, putting their carry pants on, but either way, it is going to be Romania's team looking for a girlfriend taking game one. This is one heck of a series already. This is a best of 5, by the way. I hope you're buckled in.
Well, Pretty sure we're gonna be getting back to y'all with the next game. Probably like what, 5 minutes? I'm assuming the lobby's already made because we're on a spectator delay. We might even hop right into that one.
We won't even be gone that long. Can I get production to tell me? Hey everyone, welcome back to game 2 of the semi-final series. Risen dominate against SSG and LFGF. We are already into picking bans. What'd you think of that last game, Sister?
So, I feel like the early game was definitely a lot of surprises. The mid game was pretty telegraphed, and then the late game just brought us more of the early game.
It's kind of, Alright, I see where you're going with that though, but yeah, I want to give some real talk. I thought the Alistair was super impactful. I think SSG needs to play more towards Tej. I think, what else do I think? I think the Vladimir is a problem as well. So I want to see a couple of these things maybe being addressed. And obviously we can see the Vladimir is already banned.
Well, yeah, but the Cassiopeia picked up, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That they banned, or anyone banned anything, in my opinion. I think Cassiopeia is like almost an 80% win rate when you just get her at first pick. And that's based on no statistics other than the fact that she is really, really strong.
Right. That's completely biased. It's completely subjective, and I agree 100%.
That's really what it's like. It's like you pick Cassiopeia and you just increased your win rate by 30% from entering Champs League.
Damn, dude, what'd she do to you? Have you
She's
been
so
playing
good.
solo queue lately, or?
I played her to level up an account, and I was just in Twisted Tree Line. I think I had one game with a 33-0 score line or something ridiculous.
But you were smurfing, you're saying.
Yeah, it's just with the champion, man. I'm not
Yeah,
even
you're
doing it.
right. Yeah, it's true. You were basically on autopilot there.
That's how she does. Sever, Scion, Braum locked in. That's a really strong 3, if you ask me. That's your wave clear, that's your tanks, that's your engage, that's your everything. That's your life support.
What more do you need?
You just need to make smart bans here and use your counter pick to get a winning lane, and you win the game.
Yeah, I agree. And actually taking, wow. Actually, SSG not picking up in AD carry, so a lot of the good AD carries, I expect to see maybe a Kaisen and Lucian ban here. Perhaps, but I don't know. Tej's champ pool, but either way. Surprised to see AD carry not being picked up so far for the side of SSG.
SSG, I feel like that their draft kind of lost an identity after Cassiopeia, but I feel like that Lysandra is an identity, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, apparently Cassiopeia is an identity too. It's the winning identity for you.
No, this is really what they've done. Is I think they've just drafted winning picks.
Right.
And that feels great, right? Like that's exactly what you want to do. The Vigar lock-in, that's definitely interesting. Now they've added a lot of scaling. So this is kind of different here, because normally the Cassiopeia is going to be the strongest thing on the map, regardless of what's happening. But when there's a Sivir Vigar, they may together be the strongest thing on the map. You know, if they like Wonder Twin powers activate this.
Yeah, if they fusion Ha and then just morph into whatever the Sivir and Veigar put together is. But either way, I think the Veigar makes so much sense, because I think it makes Cassiopeia's life very hard to play in team fights. She has no mobility, by the way, so it's going to be very hard in the neutral game. But also, I think Alistair literally just can't play the game. Unless he gets lucky with a combo, but Veigar makes Alistair's life so terrible. Gragas and Tristana being picked up, or hovered rather, for the side of SSG.
It's odd that they pick up Alistar unless they really wanted it here. I think that's the thing that was really feeling off to me, because you pick Cassiopeia and you get the miasma.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but it is also great follow-up for the Alistair combo.
That's fair.
Because that's knock up and then ground. And those
are they going to show us that they can play Jarvan in the jungle? No. Please don't lock in Yi. Please just don't do this to me.
Just pretend you're playing competitive.
I'm going to talk about the other side real quick while I ignore that Yi. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Jarvan. We can talk about it. Jarvan going to be played in the jungle here, so he's showing us that we can actually flex that pick. That feels a little different. Wait, that was the other side last game, my bad.
Yeah. So that was in top. But either way, these are going to be the compositions that are going to be heading into game. First of all, I really like LFGF. I think they have some great defensive options, great wave clear. And I don't think they're going to be dove as easily when you're looking at the composition of Lysandra, Alistair, and Tristana on the other end.
So if I were to paint this draft as a timeline, it seems a lot like what went down as we draft Cassiopeia in the late games entirely in the fight of SSG. And then all of a sudden, there's just an incredible pickup of Sivir and Vigar, and the scaling just shifts right over the side of LFGF. And then SSG in a panic just decides to lock in.
We need more scaling. Get more scaling. And then they get Tristan, yeah.
I want this game to go to 6 items because we know they're both afraid of really, pushing down the foot on the other person's throat and I think ending. And I think if we just see a slaughter here and the game gets accelerated like last game, we're in for a fun one. Lots of damage.
Honestly, it's not a bad read because the style of last game was all team fights. Like, map control was very heavily influenced by team fights. I don't want to say it was completely influenced by team fights because you saw LFGF actually having a lot of map control for not winning all of the team fights. By the way, team fights are very heavily influencing these games, so I like this skew more towards, well, let's get a good team fight composition going.
So if we're just talking team fights, I mean LFGF, obviously has won that battle, right? At least I think pretty handedly. Like Lysandra has the chance, but there's just more pick potential on SSG, and the pick potential really can't be identified too well because it's on so many champions who have to be on top of the person that they're picking. They don't exactly have anything to catch someone off guard. Everything that they have to do is very upfront. You're kind of asking for LFGF to slip up.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just so safe. You have Sion Braum as your frontliner. You have the cage to rely on that's going to stop most, if not all, the dive. Because you look at Gragas, you look at Tristan, you look at Alistar. All their dive, it can't go through Veigar cage. And finally, you have that Jarvan to apply pressure on the backline. Apply pressure on that Cassiopeia, on that Tristan if she doesn't dive, on that Lysandra.
I think you kind of have to envision how a fight breaks down. And I think that one of the biggest issues here is that, like I said, like SSG, right, so you're going to imagine like they're engaged. So if it's like an Alistar or a Gragas, right, they're just going to have to throw themselves in. Well, if they throw themselves into a Sion, he can always have already charged up or recharging Decimating Smash. And even if it's not charged to knock up, if they like knock him back, it's on a 3-second cooldown now because they canceled it.
Short. Yeah, especially
right?
cancel, yeah.
That's just how that works. So that's going to be really devastating. Now, even if he's not there, let's say Vigar's there, right? Well, Vigar Cage stops all of that. Vigar Cage even stops the Tristana jump, and that's one of the few things which will stop her, right? Like, if that jump can be buffered through almost every type of CC. So the last thing that we're going to have to stop them is the Jarvan. So if they do use their W or the Gragas use the Z to get in, the Jarvan can actually Cataclysm them and leave them stuck exactly where they just dove. I actually think that those engages are reliable, and even Lysandra's susceptible to this Jarvan style collapse, right? Like, it's so scary being SSG in this game because there's just a response to everything they could ever hope to do. They have to catch LFGF slipping.
It totally is. I will say, though, the one caveat that I do have, I like SSG's follow-up to picks. First of all, they have the Alistar, which is a knock-up. It's not a stun that you can cleanse. It's not like a snare or anything like that. It's just straight-up knock-up. So if you get caught in it, you're caught in it. If you can follow that up with the Cassiopeia W to ground them, or if you can have the Tristan or the Gragas come in for follow-up burst, I think you really do have a shot at controlling the mid-game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, both sides have a shot. I mean, like, they haven't left a glaring hole in their drafts, which feels good, right? Because the glaring holes are the worst drafts.
They're holes, so...
Well, yeah, it's just like, if you see, like, a team come down and they've drafted something, it looks like, I don't know, for example, they drafted a team without any wave clear, you say.
Right, yeah, oh, that's a sin.
It's always depressing to watch that. I've also seen teams where they draft all sorts of pick potential and then there's not enough damage for the mid-game. So they just lose outright. Right, like if you draft like a Morgana, a Lysandra, I think that's it. You do that and you're pretty much set up to not deal enough damage.
Totally. All their damage is front load. But either way, I'm gonna have to give it to LFGF again. Again, I like their composition so far, and they put on a great performance. I think they have 2 main carries, and I'm liking the way that they're playing so far.
I'm a little biased because, I mean, we know from last game that they can do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. I was influenced by what I saw last game. But I don't know. I also like the performance from A support, too. I thought he just really knew how to work the Alistar last game. This game, he is on Braum, so I would like to see as impactful of a performance. We'll have to see.
I think TJ is going to run into a lot of problems with his Vigar if Vigar prioritizes him.
Totally.
And if that does happen, TJ is probably, I mean, I don't know. Right now, at least, he's playing like the strongest member on the team in terms of just like raw damage output.
He is, yeah. That's why I want to see SSG really try and focus their ganks towards the bot side, because TJ was putting out a good amount of damage.
Well, Canadian Moose is also going to deal damage, but I think he'll do that regardless, and he's going to have CC on this Lissandra pick. But also, if this doesn't go in their favor for Game 3, I'd definitely like to see them take Moose off of Lissandra.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that they put Canadian Moose on Lissandra 2 games in a row, because we saw Teach. In the end, the result was they lost the game. I wouldn't say Teach couldn't carry. I would just say that that's how it turned out. But you definitely want to give Canadian Moose a shot, because I saw last week he can put on some monster performances and really control the map all on his own. So I was hoping to see him play a more explosive pick, but it is going to be Lissandra again.
I mean, Lissandra's not a bad pick. I think she's really strong all the time. The passive change, probably the biggest thing that's helped her out so far. I'm pretty sure we all know how that goes, right?
Yeah, that is the ice zombie thingy. Yes, I know that one. But you're right, she can put a good amount of damage down, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But either way, we are going to be running into spectator delays, so we will be coming back shortly with you. Don't go anywhere.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back. We're already loaded up into the game and everybody's running into their positions. We got a few pings going on the bot side. It looks like we might be getting an invade.
Yeah, I hope so. Just add to the spiciness of this series so far. But if you didn't catch game 1, that was a barn burner. Game 2 looking maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I really do favor the composition coming out from LFGF though.
Yeah, the LFGF lineup is looking pretty beautiful right now.
Beautiful.
I think they're feeling on top.
Stunning. Just look at Gragas. How could you not say beautiful when he comes into your line of view? It just comes out of your mouth. Beautiful.
If at first you do not say
Oof. Try again.
The BM coming out.
Honestly, BM is crucial.
I agree. It's almost as crucial as wards.
Honestly, wards counter champions. Oh, nice Q.
I was waiting to get your quote. There is going to be both junglers starting in the bot side today. So perhaps both of them meeting up towards this top side. We did see top side pretty explosive game 1, but I think where the real influence came from was the bot lane.
Yeah, the bot lane definitely had an impact. I think a lot of the impact came out of Romania, though. You can't underestimate a Vladimir.
Yeah, definitely.
Picked up another scaling champion in this game, too, so we're going to have to see if moves can make a better mid-game and early-game impact.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not just another gentleman's agreement in the mid lane where it's like, shake hands. Well, we're farming this one out, brother, so see you in 20 minutes.
We're going to really hope that that's not how this one goes, at least if you're Moose.
No? You don't want
you're
that?
going to be in a really bad time if you're Moose and you're doing that. You need to be roaming, you need to be shoving. I even think you could have taken a minion dematerializer into this lane.
Ooh,
And maybe
big
ended
brain.
up a little bit better.
That's true, that's true. Veigar going with dematerializer, though, going to help him push out. But I think Lissandra on her own already has a decent amount of wave clear, so...
And the teleport.
Yeah, that's true. That is a
That's
cleanse
maybe
going
the-
for Romania, but
Yeah,
for
you
good
wanna
reason
take
too.
that.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially the petrifying gaze. If you're Veigar getting caught out by that, that's real Akko Taco.
There's very few people who can eat a petrifying gaze to the face and keep on walking to talk about it. As Harrison going to be getting a little bit of damage here, and Nita showing us just exactly what I mean by nobody. I mean, that's just a Q and a single E. Oh,
Balanced,
a little bit
you say?
of poke going down here. Braum gets knocked all the way back, though.
Uh-huh. And last game we did see these bot laners go back and forth. Like, I could not say one bot was better than the other. They were both putting on great performances, and the 2v2s were just as competitive as they were 10 minutes ago in the game.
So if I'm being entirely honest, for TJ to have had such an advantage into the Lucian,
Yeah.
I think we have to say that we at least saw that he was playing at a level above. And it looks like my friend Toy2 is going to go in again, and they are going to show us exactly what I meant by above real quick, because they're just going to put a lot of damage down into Sever. The Ignite takes down there. One auto attack gets canceled and into Braum. It looks like Harrison's on the top side. He's getting slowed down by a red buff and blown up by Anita. That's first blood going over the Warlord.
That it is, my guy. Wow. They tricked me, thinking something would happen in the bot lane, go to the top lane. Okay, I guess Harrison's dead. But great gank coming out.
Yeah, the gank definitely ended up at least materializing something, and the kill goes over to the Scion. That definitely feels good, too. He's going to be able to pick up some items to deal with Harrison early.
Oh,
We want to do that into Cassiopeia. Oof,
Oh,
yeah.
nice spell shield, though.
It looks like that the sun's going to land down on the Braum, but this is just going to be a disengage.
It is, yes. But the dynamic for this lane is Sivert cannot consistently spell shield. Oh, that's... Okay, that's awkward, but looks like A support is going to be getting out of that one alive. Heal is blown from best ADC peek up.
Yeah, it never feels good when you have to blow your heal like that.
Definitely, but what I was trying to say was it's very hard for Sivert to consistently spell shield an Alistar combo because sometimes your spell shield gets eaten up by the headbutt. Well, Canadian moves getting real aggressive. And
Yeah, and it looks like
looking, but not quite gonna go in for anything.
And I'm really interested to see if this bot lane keeps on this aggressive trend of just engaging every time it really seems like it's viable. I don't advise it.
Right.
I think you've kind of made your point.
Yeah. You can definitely see Sivir and Braum getting zoned out a bit here. This Alistar combo is really starting to get to them, and it's just a hard skill to spell shield. You have Braum, who doesn't necessarily have immediate peel. He relies on that concussive blow to stack up before he can stun someone.
Yeah, but I mean, the heal is or the peel is definitely good into the late game, which is when Braum's going to be using that the most.
Yeah, especially when your attack speed gets much higher when you're playing Sivir.
Yeah, it looks like Harrison's actually getting beat up now by
That's
Needle.
a lot of damage.
Yeah, actually able to just pick up a full Spectre's Cal. That feels really good if you're Scion. Oof. Instance with passes for Warriors. He's going to go right into Harrison. Okay, I think he might get the solo kill here.
I think he might.
Yeah, that's just going to be the slap Q.
Oh, there it is. You called it.
Yeah, this was a power pick, we thought.
Yikes. Man, I can't remember the last time I saw a Scion lose lane, though, if I got to be honest with you. Not even your worshipped Cassiopeia pick can stand against the might of a beef ball like that.
Yeah, that first death just really ended up setting her back far, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. I guess we're sitting on that 20% of the spectrum. Looks like TJ is going to have to put on a little bit more carrying than we ever thought.
Wow, he did show us a very good performance last game, really playing aggressively on the Kai'Sa, so...
Oof, here comes no excuses, though, and he's going all the way. And beautiful knockup by my friend told me to. And even if he goes down here, oh my god, that knockup itself was just worth it. It looks like he will go down to the Ignite and the Q. Definitely forces him to blow a flash, though, on both sides. That's the Sivir and the Jarvan.
Yeah,
and it looks like the Sandra's going to be able to fight Romania here. The W comes down. Oh, does get stunned, and that's going to be the cleanse coming out. Romania doesn't have another one of those, and he's going to get Q'd. That's the flash. The Q from Gragas is going to secure it. Lissandra flashes forward. Didn't even have mana if there was a Vigar alive to do something to. No excuses. Takes some damage down from the Ice clone.
Yikes.
Lissandra uses her 1W. And now it looks like Sivir's the focus by TJ. The spell shield's mistimed, and TJ picks it up. Gragas would have just stolen the kill if he had gotten in there just a couple of seconds later.
Oh, that's tragic. Yeah, so the interaction with the spell shield there is you can either spell shield the explosive bomb attaching to you, or you can spell shield it when it finally blows up. But if you do it in the middle, you're just going to be wasting your spell shield. Ends up going down for that, but that was a huge skirmish.
Yeah, and that skirmish ends up pretty much entirely in the favor of, is it SSG? Yeah?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. But
really
SSG
weird one.
Did get in favor of that one. This top lane, though, still bleeding a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison is going to outscale Scion eventually, but it's really hard to ever say outscale Scion because he does infinitely scale.
Yeah, that's like an oxymoron. But they're going to be playing different roles, definitely. Like, Sion's no longer going to be looking for any kills. He's definitely just going to be that meatball, and I think they're still going to be seeing a lot of each other. Sion in teamfights is going to have to go really aggressively into the backline, and Cassiopeia is commonly found in that backline, so this won't be the last time.
Yeah, I feel like Death of Miasma isn't ever really helpful, too, because Sion's actually unstoppable, and his ultimate, the only thing that really stops him is like an Anivia wall. It's really funny.
Yeah. Because it is a wall, but yeah, no, Petrifying Gaze is going to be stopping that one short.
Oof, I really want to see an Ornn player use a wall to stop the Sion ult. I haven't seen that outplay yet. But...
Bro, it takes like a year for it to pop up.
Dude, I want to see the outplay.
You're not wrong, but what if he's running away? So he Qs it in front of him, and then he flashes over the pillar. And so the Sion eats the pillar instead of him. Big brain.
That's a lot of work to get what I want, but as long as I get it. Here comes the Moose, though, and that's going to be the ultimate going down on the Braum. Alistar is going to get the combo down. Tristana is going to use double jump to try to get down some more damage, and that's going to be the whole bot lane going down. Sion dives in because 2 kills wasn't enough. He wants to give over a third. He's going to be forced to use the flash. Unfortunately, unable to complete his mission. It looks like TikTok's trying to help him, though.
Oh.
My friend told me to left on the side, though. He's going to get
There you
Decimating
go.
smashed up, and Romania's going to get the kill. And my God, Nita had a plan the whole time.
Oh my god, Nita is a genius. He's playing 3D chess right now. By the way, that was hella awkward. Had to flash out of that one, but you're right. Romania did come in time and did get the trade kill onto my friend told me to. By the way, great dive coming out for LFGF. Or SSG, rather. Yeah, SSG.
And it looks like SSG is trying to reset here while there's a 4-man stack in the bot side. Yeah, 4-man stack. That's pretty big. They're going to be setting their eyes onto the Ocean Drake, but Agragas is there, and he really doesn't want them to. Some gold going to be going over to Moose, too. Speaking of gold, this 1k gold lead doesn't really feel too sizable.
Yeah, no, it's still very dispersed over the map at the moment. Just everyone having a little piece of the pie, so not one person to carry. Petrifying Gaze just trying to...
Yeah, oh, it looks like Scion is going to be beating up Harrison again. If we see a third solo kill, Petrifying Gaze not doing any work here except saving Harrison. Wow, that feels really bad. That's one of the most depressing sights of the year.
You want to see the kill going over to Nita. Already has 2, but not able to pick up that third one. They are going to start beating down on this tower.
And yeah, it feels like the turret platings are honestly just really rewarding. Oh, Scion somehow puts up that 80 from really far away. I guess the changes actually did make a difference.
Yeah.
Here comes Lissandra now. Doesn't really have a lot of mana, but does have a blue buff, so she'll recharges. The Decimating Smash goes off. Lissandra does get the ultimate down. That's going to be no excuses going down. Does turn their eyes onto Nita, but Nita can't go down. They're just trying to get Harrison a lane so he can farm.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot.
Romania eats 1 turret shot, able to get a plating for it though. 160 HP or 160 gold for 80 HP, always worth it.
Definitely, totally. And you're going to see this Veigar scale much better into the late game. And talking about the Veigar, actually, now I really think about it, he has some great targets to ult into. He has the Cassiopeia and the Lissandra that are both going to take a huge amount of damage because it is based off of their AP. So. And possibly even the Gragas if he does build a bit more AP.
Wow, Moose always wants the engage here, and Romania looks like he may go down. The ultimate, unfortunately, not up. Lissandra doesn't need it, though, because Flash is pretty much the same thing when you have all of that damage. 3-0-3.
Man, Moose, okay. Making me eat my words because this Lissandra is actually proven to be a pretty good pick on him. Actually coming out with just a straight-up solo kill.
I mean, Lissandra's just a good pick in general, and it's the same concept where, like, anyone who deals damage is going to deal it, and it looks like the Sivir's going to be going down here. That Exploding Bomb would have killed even if they weren't able to deal more damage. My friend told me to going to take the extra turret shot and just get out.
Yeah, comfortably living that one calculated, but great dive overall. And they picked the right person to tank it up, too. He did have the ultimate, the Unbreakable Will, so there was actually no real threat there.
Oh, TJ able to get out of that one. Just a little bit afraid. Decimating Smash not going to land onto Harrison this time, but still not able to even get through the shields as Harrison.
Man, this sign is getting so tanky. And the Adaptive Helm is such a great pickup that people forget exists sometimes, but it is going to give you reduced damage as long as it's from the same skill.
Yeah, Adaptive Helm is one of the stronger items in the game, honestly. The issue is that it has to be magic damage. I kind of wish it was just like a blanket version of it.
Oh, like so for physical too, as long as it's the same skill or the same source.
Yeah.
Like it, wouldn't that work
just
on
save
auto
me from
attacks
things
then?
like Garany.
I guess. It is super niche, I will say that.
The few people who have it, though, they can get really annoying to have many spammable abilities.
Totally. It just cucks a certain amount of champions. Like a very particular group of champions.
And the jungle's looking like it's just all in the favor of no excuses again.
But overall, just quiet mid-game Ocean Drake is up on the map right now. So we'll see if either team starts to head towards that soon. It is Ocean, and honestly, after laning phase, you don't really care about Ocean too much. Unless you have like 3 Oceans.
I mean, Ocean Drake definitely has its value, but I think you're right. It's definitely the strongest values in the laning phase. Ooh,
Yeah.
Decimating Smash actually able to kill the entire backline of casters. That feels really good if you're Nita.
Definitely does. Ooh, there's an overextension.
And it looks like the support is going to take a lot of damage there. Alistar just flailing his arms around looking for him.
You're totally right. It's just he has rabies or something, I swear. But either way, yeah, this is the safety of the Braum pick. Just gonna be able
And there we go. There's another one. Gonna use that cleanse though. Summoner's spell. And Gragas is gonna pull him out. That's almost a recap of what happened last time. Where Pixel for Pixel. Harrison going down to the top side too. It's just like we want to repeat ourselves across the map all day. No one's gonna learn from their mistakes.
That just feels bad. He cleansed the Frozen Tomb correctly, but in the end, Gragas just walks on over. Here, have a cask.
Yeah.
Ends up picking that kill.
And I mean, you got to feel bad, especially if you're trying to support Romania out here, because he's been playing pretty well. At least he showed that last series, and even this series, it's not like he's been playing poorly. Near the top CS on his team, one of the highest gold values on his team, except for like Sion, because Sion's doing Sion things. Yeah, but it feels bad, especially because he took cleanse. He's not playing poorly.
Right, he's not.
Well,
he's
he did
doing
take
the best he can. All right, but I have been seeing that a lot, and it really comes into play once you finally get those spooky ghosts, which is not their name, but I just call them spooky ghosts.
Twin shadows.
Thank you, my guy. Once you finally pick that up, that is going to let you control, especially the river, but also go more towards the enemy jungle. But for now, Romania, you're playing Veigar, you're playing a really immobile carry. You expect this stuff to happen, so kind of wondering what exactly SSG are going to do to follow up on all this pressure.
Oh, it looks like Harold is the answer to all of our questions. As Moose is going to be the one getting poked down now by Romania. Romania has quite a bit of AP already.
There's
Forced to entomb himself. That's going to deal a bit of damage onto Excuses. Excuses is going to lock him up.
As well.
It's Sivir going to be dealing the damage though, and the E does come out. Veigar though with a really clutch ultimate, going to land one of those last second kills. Finally able to get one back in the tit for tat.
I was about to say, if Moose actually gets out of that, he's a god, but...
Oh, if we get the full-on engage again, Braum gets the ultimate down. That's going to be slowing everybody as they engage. Alistar going to be able to push out and pick one out. Sivir's on the wrong side of the fight now. Oof, my god, the Call of the Wild going to be able to get her just out of there.
Man, that was a great turnaround coming out for SSG, but just could not make quite as good of a pick as LFGF did, because they did end up killing Canadian Moose.
Now, they're going to be shoving here in the mid lane. I'd be surprised if they pick up one of the inner turrets, so instead they're going to be looking to clear out just the Raptors.
Looks like it, but overall, let's just take stock of things. That Rift Herald led to, let me see, 1.5 towers in the mid lane, which is going to help you.
Yeah, Herald's honestly finally been finding its true value in people's hearts.
Totally. There's the Twin Shadows coming into play right
there.
there.
Oh, wow, there we go. That's Glacial Augment doing its job as the slow fields are just everywhere and nobody can run from the damage. It looks like Sivir's just able to get down free poke onto anybody, and now the damage is for real.
Oh,
Romania, though, he's caught out by Moose. It doesn't matter. The Decimating Smash comes down. They're on the wrong side of the team fight.
What a beautiful dodge. Holy moly. SSG actually not finding the pick that they need, and they end up taking one in return. A blow to the chin.
Yeah, LFGF just skirting around that fight in the perfect way to get the one pick when someone's caught out of position.
Man, Romania proving me wrong. That is not an immobile Veigar when you play like that.
Yeah, apparently when you just keep on pressing right click and you don't ever change the direction you're pushing, you're eventually going to end up in between the enemy team.
It's true. I find myself in that situation a lot.
Happens to the best of us, mate.
I've been sending tickets to Rye, but they just don't respond right now.
Dude, I swear, most of my teammates don't even have their minimap enabled. I think that should come default now.
I didn't buy it, so isn't that
DLC?
Or
All that said, top tower is going to go down. That puts the towers 3-2 in the favor of SSG. But I still have this feeling that looking for a girlfriend has just got a pretty rabbit hidden up their hat somewhere. Like that's the way to put it. Like you can just tell this roster's hiding something. And I think that something is a wombo combo. But like,
maybe they're not even looking for a girlfriend. Maybe they already found it, but they just don't tell us. Oh, that big girl.
Looking for a girlfriend, rebanded to looking for a wombo combo.
Man, they should put you in charge of making names. Dang.
Give me a Vigar cage. Give me a Ciberol. Give me a Decimating Smash. Give me a Cataclysm.
You're a cheerleader now? I don't.
I'm calling it out. Hey, there's the cage, and that's the pick onto Tristana. We were talking about it in the champion select, and it finally happened. The shutdown goal going on to no excuse doesn't feel too good, though. You'd really like for the Sivir to not be 0-3.
Why is that an interaction? Because Tristana, she's like jumping. And it's a pretty short wall, too. Like, why? Huh?
What? It's a pretty short wall. That stuns. Don't go through it. Don't channel your jump with Vigars then.
Oh, just don't? Alright.
Yeah, welcome to the Korean School of Learning.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Here we go. Sion screams cowardly. He runs right past everybody and into his own jungle.
Jesus. When you gotta go, you gotta go. No? What can I say?
Yeah, he had a hot date with a brambleback.
Was looking for that girlfriend. I wonder if you found it.
Always looking for that girlfriend. Unfortunately, she was a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Man,
here we go, though, as they're going to be making their way onto the dragon.
So this might be the second ocean. Like I said, those oceans...
Give me the third ocean.
They ain't too bad when they stack up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a third ocean.
That is the second. Can you... Oh, you're saying the next one.
Yeah, the next one's an ocean. Did you see that?
It's infernal.
Is it?
You're a caster?
Sorry, I missed the logo switch. Really sad life.
No, it's fine.
You're a caster?
I just... if we could get a substitute in. I think he has eyeballs.
Honestly, it might help me just a bit. It looks like the Glacial Augment just keeps on helping out as the sowing fields stay in forever. Vigar is going to be dealing damage to everybody inside the Cataclysm. It's looking like everybody gets knocked out by Tristana. That's looking like something of an insect. Now TJ's sitting here. He's going to be able to deal free damage. They've actually switched sides. Red is now on blue. Blue is now on red. And, my God, it looks like TJ's going to be trying to take down No Excuse. Above all the commotion, they actually lost sides of the map.
Yo, when your girl says her parents aren't home, dang, you're in there.
You know, this is what we call cojones here, is they decide to not clear the ward and just start the Baron full-fledged.
Disrespect them like that. That's a Chad move right there.
Somehow, Nita found out about this as they're standing on top of the Scuttle Crab.
Who would have known?
And it looks like TJ's just going to get bursted down a little bit. Now, that Baron was pretty low, sitting at 4k HP, and Nita's going to die to stop it. Would have liked to have seen someone stay on it, but I actually don't think that they could have.
Yeah, perhaps if Nita had a team, I think it might have gone a little bit better. But that is going to stop the Baron, actually, so not
honestly,
a bad
that's
trade at all.
For Nita. To push in there and stop that Baron, because if they get that, that's almost near game ending at this point, if they're able to play it right. Because, you know, they'll take down these inner turrets, and then they'll be sieging on the inhibitors, and once you crack the base, it's really hard to lose from there.
Yeah, if you think about their siege, I think it's so strong. You have the safety coming out, the utility, rather, coming out from the Cassiopeia, the Gragas, the Lysandra, all to keep your Tristana safe and let her keep sieging up those towers, because she just melts through them with that explosive blast.
Man. Now, if you look at the vision line, it looks like that SSG has just been dominating in terms of just their vision control in general. I mean, looking for a girlfriend does have pretty decent vision in their own jungle and in pretty key points. I'd like to see a ward on the bot side, though.
Okay.
Man, yeah, there's nothing manifesting out of that.
Such a scary game to play if you're Teach. Got to watch out for the Jarvan, for the Sion. Charging up his Q for these cages.
Wow, they are going to be picking out My Friend Told Me To, though, and the Vigar ultimate comes down. Looks like it deals almost no damage to him. The Jarvan's used to Cataclysm, but that doesn't do any work. Now, Vigar Cage is going to stun up 3. Here comes the Scion with the Decimating Smash. That's going to knock up 2, but the Petrifying Gaze gets him back. Nita going to be forced out as Moose comes out of that zone. As it supports the first one to go down here now. Tristana's going in all the way, going to knock one back and go in for some auto attacks. There's some low health bars on the side of SSG. That gets exploited by Nita, who just feeds onto TJ here. Knows the jig was up and they had no other option. Now in the passive form, going to do everything they can to try to get a kill. Realizes that's up 2 and goes for another.
Yo, Moose is going nuts right now. He's not necessarily the star of the team fight, but you should look at the amount of presence he's putting out in these team fights, buying up so much time with the Frozen Tomb, with the Zhonya's, and still managing to chunk out best ADC peak up to like 1/3 of his HP. Could not play that fight at all as Sivir.
Yeah, they're definitely playing it pretty close to the top of their game here. And I mean, TJ, just all the props to him. He is a man on a mission here.
Yeah, and he definitely looks really comfortable on Tristana, knowing how to utilize these jumps and putting it in the right position.
Oh my god, Harrison! I don't even know why you flashed there. There's just nowhere to go. Channels the recall. Just gives up all hope. I mean, definitely did a good job coming back into this game. If you noticed, actually was 2-0-3 in the moments after having been 0-2 in lane. So all the props to Harrison in the world, showing the strength of the Cassiopeia pick. But my god, that play.
Man, it's just another tell of how hard it is to play against this Veigar. And just looking back at the draft, it's feeling like such a strong pick. Because at first you're like, okay, I don't know. Like, yeah, it has the cage, and yeah, it can stop Tristana and whatnot. It's more just you prey on all of the immobility coming out. Like, Canadian Moose has to use the claw to get out, and pretty much no one else has an escape to get out.
Yeah, and I mean, Moose is, honestly, he's been impressive to watch thus far. We're going to be seeing the Twin Shadows come out. Both those land onto Moose. Looks like my friend Toby 2 stuck up in a cage, so he's going to go below half. Sivir pops the ultimate. That means that the damage is going to come down. 3-man knock up by the Alistar, though. That's going to be exploited by Moose, who gets all the damage down onto Sivir. Nita's going to be able to get the kill, though. Sivir stays up throughout the fight. Moose was forced to use his Zhonya's, and the whole team is there. That's going to be a lot of damage. The E is going to get him out. Excuses is now the one gets slowed up by the cast. They're getting shot down on the back line. The explosion might be enough to do it. Yeah, the shield just can't do it as TJ picks up a kill, and that means they're going to go 1 for 1.
Holy moly. Moose is playing Lysandra like an assassin right now, still managing to chunk out best ADC peak up to like 10% of his HP. And meanwhile, TJ is putting out some great DPS as well, not getting stopped up by these Veigar cages. They're just waiting for it and dealing the DPS to the front lines that need to be taken out, and they just take an inhibitor off of that.
Yeah, TJ and Moose are just like the story of the game right here. They're going to be setting their eyes under the Infernal Drake. I'd really like to see them be popping these, clearing, what are those, red trinkets. Get some of the wards away, but it looks like they won't. They're just going to set their eyes right onto the Infernal. I don't think they can be stopped anyway. It's just luxury.
No. Yeah. Definitely can't be stopped. That is going to be an Inferno going over to SSG.
Oof.
And they just look like they're in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, do you see another way for looking for a girlfriend to come back into this fight?
Like, these picks give me a lot of hope. But as the game scales up, and you can already see Tej, the peace of mind to pick up that QSS is going to keep him much safer than he's been already. But I just don't know if these picks are really going to matter. Once you get into the late game, you tend to see teams group up much more.
Yeah, grouping up definitely ends up becoming more prevalent. If we're thinking about 5v5s, I feel like that one fight where both teams actually swap sides is the most telling as to what a 5v5 will look like, and that's complete chaos in which no one wins. Yeah, they are going to be able to get out of this one. I think he took a QSS.
Wow, that angle on the flag and drag.
Actually, wait, how did Excuse get out of that so quickly?
I mean, it happened so quickly, so I'd say I can't tell you.
I don't know, was I wrong about that? I mean, they are going to take that inner there, but that felt like that was a really quick Lysandra.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. He does have the Merc Treads, though.
Oh, Merc Treads, yeah, Merc Treads are going to make a difference. And then if he takes Tenacity and the Precision Tree, you can stack and get a 50% reduction.
He did take... Wait, is that...
That's lethal tempo. So then, he definitely took the Tenacity scaling.
Is that normal,
the Legend
by the way?
Tree. It's not unnormal. Right, because you're going to dive on people and you want to kill them, and then you can, like, deal the damage pretty well.
Yeah, you're not
I just
wrong,
think
yeah.
Predator is a really strong
Yeah.
keystone.
Could probably influence much more in the early game too.
Oh, Vigar gonna be really impactful there. The stun does land, but Tristana already had loaded up the W, so she's gonna get out. That's the interaction that you do when it's Tristana. Don't tell me you need to nerf that. As we do get the engage coming out of Alistar, he's only gonna knock up one. That's gonna be the full damage going down onto Romania. Scion's gonna knock out TJ on the backline. This is the perfect fight for both sides, though, so we're gonna have to see who ends up winning this one. As Moose has now got the Entomb going down. That gets wasted, though, on a Braum. Honestly, I think that Entomb might be a story that they're not able to rewrite.
That was one heck of a dive coming out from SSG, just putting down all the damage. Romania pops instantly, first of all. But also, best AEC P-Cup getting chunked out.
Oh,
They're
they
still
are
going.
engaging again, and yeah, the Sivir's going to be the first one to go down. Now, Jarvan's the only one left alive. Moose is just tanking up the entirety of that inhibitor turret, and he doesn't even care. Does proc the Zonias there. It feels like he's just doing it because he had it available. And honestly, they should be sieging on the Nexus right now. I don't know why they're wasting their time with the inhibitor.
Oh, well, if you're so smart, why aren't you in that game right now?
Aw, man. I just like to see teams going for the throat.
You're not wrong. This is a series right here.
You got super minions in there. You have, you know, 2 members alive on the other side. Even if you just kill one of those Nexus turrets, it's worth it.
It totally is. Yeah. These fights are still neck and neck. I don't know. I'm still seeing SSG get the better of these engages, but still very close and it's hanging on an edge. I think you're just figuring out that this Alistar engage is so strong. If you couple that with the Gragas engage, the Frozen Tomb as well, they just have so much lockdown on these immobile carries, Veigar and Sivir.
Yeah, the lockdown's definitely making a big story here. But it feels like the lockdown on both sides is kind of the story of the game. It's who's able to use what lockdown where that kind of determines who ends up actually winning.
Yeah, here's the thing. I would like to see an adaptation from LFGF in terms of their frontline diving. Maybe only send one to dive. Like, you can sacrifice perhaps just the Scion because you like him in that position, but maybe have your Jarvan do more of a peel or more of a disruption role to get them off of your main immobile carries.
That's fair. And it looks like we are going to be seeing the plays go down here onto the Baron. As it looks like there's 4 members. Scion screams and shouts, and that's going to be TJ getting picked out. That's the wrong member! That's the wrong member! The QSS isn't going to save him! Oh my god, no! Looking for a girlfriend, found the fight! And it looks like No Excuses is trying to salvage this. Vigar's trying! Oh, it's just too little too late.
Oh my god, disaster for SSG. Teach, I'm not even sure what he was doing there because the rest of the team was doing Baron, but I guess he was trying to harass out the Braum, but in the end, Scion straight to his throat.
That is just not the type of game you can play right there. Once TJ gets caught out, I mean, we heard the Scion make the alarm maybe 5 seconds before he came roaring in to just shatter the hopes and dreams of SSG.
Yeah, wow. He's still doing great in teamfights, but these little slip-ups can really lead to a lot. And Baron, that's kind of a lot. But we will see what exactly LFGF do transition with this Baron buff. Now they can fully control the map and perhaps get rid of all this vision.
Man, so Scion, just the hulking menace here. He does have to respond, so I mean, this is like, I guess the difference here between taking this Nexus turret and then having taken the inhibitor is that Scion's not going to be shoved up all the way into your outer right now.
Right. So they are going to go for the 0-4-1 split over here, and you do have that safety coming out from Veigar. There's the cage again, just going to create a lot of space and maybe guarantee this tower.
Yeah, I think it's not even the
cannons are. Yep.
Oh wait, they get it. That's really I'm not sure if that's calculated or if they just decided to walk away at the right time.
You take what you can get. Come on.
And it looks like Scion is going to continue to deal with that. Yeah, I'd like to see if they're going to actually respond to the Scion.
Yeah, you could actually see Scion's angle here. He's actually ahead of the minions, looking for a good angle to get to a team fight mid lane.
We'll see. I'm afraid that he actually gets collapsed on.
Yeah, I think he has
The
to
only thing here is if SSG sets their eyes entirely on the inhibitor, they'll be fine.
Oh, so close. They're playing footsies.
The cash goes out. That's a key ultimate already used.
Behind.
Sion lands that up onto Gragas. That's going to be the full-on. TJ already forced a W out. That means the Cataclysm gets full damage. He knocks him right away. That's really great play there. The shutdown comes out. Great job by Moose. Drastana's still dealing damage. Sivir's being soloed out on the backline by Moose. I'd like to see that, but unfortunately we're following the Sion who's being soloed out here. Sivir does escape there, and they are going to pick up the inhibitor here. It looks like SSG is able to manifest something off of that dive.
Oh, SSG might get more than just the inhib off of that. It is a 4v5 now, and SSG are full HP, but they are getting pushed out.
All that work Sion put in is coming in handy right now. Had he not been shoving out that bot lane right now, they'd probably be sieging on them. And it looks like it's going to be Braum who's going down super low here.
Tej
taking all sorts of damage, and yeah, Tej taking too much there.
Half HP now. He might be able to heal it up. They might just take this last inhibitor on their way out. But they aren't going down without a fight. LFGF pushing them out successfully. They might even want more. Oh, Tej having to blow that W. Oh, this is such a tense game, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that massive wave top. You would have really liked to have seen SSG be able to group with that. But they are going to be switching off inhibitors for the bot lane to the mid now. Yeah,
I gotta say, just picking at a little bit of details, but I would have liked to see, you're right, SSG transition to the top lane and have a decisive call there rather than just sort of fiddling about. Or maybe we'll take an maybe we'll take a Nexus turret. Oh, well, this inhibitor just came up. Maybe we'll take that. Now it looks like we have to go with nothing in our hands.
And I mean, we are going to see TJ here just trying to go and get a little bit more farm out of the jungle.
These fights are so hard to play for best ADC peak up, by the way. He's constantly getting dove, and it's so hard to peel Lissandra. She just comes in with the claw, lands her damage, Frozen Tombs either herself or Zonya's herself, and you just sort of have to wait. You just have to accept that damage coming down.
Yeah, the damage can definitely be deceiving too.
It totally is, yeah. It's feeling like Galio, but it's not Galio. You know? Like, Lissandra is tanky, she has all this utility, but she still bursts you down as if she's like Orianna.
Only if she's ahead. And even Lissandra will do
or if you're Moose, because Moose is just playing real solid right now.
Well, yeah, he definitely he's been sacrificing his KD for his team, I think is the way to put that.
Totally,
and that's great to see in a player.
He knows his role, yeah. His role is literally make best ADC peak up not be able to play.
Yeah, I actually coach a high school team where one of the kids told another one that he gives him the stats and the other gives him the win.
That's like the dynamic for Lulu Twitch, you know?
He's just like, I die for your stats, don't worry, buddy.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like Harrison's going to be the first one caught out here. Sion gets him with the decimating smash. That's 4 caught up with the petrifying gaze, and they are petrified for sure as Braum's going to ult him out, though. Not too afraid. Harrison does go down to the Braum ultimate. Not good when you're killed by a support. It looks like the cage is going to keep him in there. TikTok's able to get out, and now he's being chased down by excuses. He's going to get beaten up and knocked around by the Alistar, though. Big shield comes out. TJ almost kills Sivir. That's almost a guaranteed kill going down. It is. And there goes Alistar. They are all on top, no excuse. Jarvan's the next one to go down. I'd like to see them just group up and shove in the mid lane and end the game right here. Please don't turn your attention onto this Drake. Please just shove in the mid.
So nice. It looks so tasty, dude. Just do the Drake. Hey, no. Listen to Papa Switch right here, yo. He'll lead
sorry,
you down.
The top laner's up in 15 seconds, so maybe they're going to take this Drake and immediately shove in the mid with that teleport that's coming up in the top. But even then, they should just be in that mid lane right now.
Yeah, either way, this is a huge win for SSG, being able to take out this Drake.
We're not. Cassiopeia's going top. The calls to get Baron.
Yeah, we'll have to see if LFGF can contest this Baron. It doesn't really feel like it. They do have a pink there at the moment, but it's probably going to get cleared out instantly.
Yeah. Just so I can better explain my frustration here, there's a theory that I have in the game that we get things like Baron and Elder and even Red and Blue buff. so we can take towers, right? So we can get kills, so we can take towers. That's why we get these objectives.
Speaking of which, they
And
did just
the reason that you want to get
objective.
towers is so you can get inhibitors, and you want to get inhibitors so that way you can eventually kill the Nexus, right? So if at any point you can skip steps and kill the Nexus, you should do that.
Ah.
That's my firm theory here. So like if you got the Elder Drake, or you don't need to get the Elder Drake, sorry, and you could end the game, you should just end it. Because even though getting the Elder Drake is going to give you more gold and make your lead bigger and it's going to make you stronger, you could just end. Skip the steps.
Guess they did not want to go with that call, but either way, SSG, you're gonna feel good having both Baron and Elder Drake on your side. I will admit though, this Elder Drake is quickly running through because they did get it up first before the Baron buff. We'll have to see how long it lasts in the end. But it looks like they're definitely gonna get at least one top tower, probably two.
Yeah,
LFGF just respecting this strength coming out of them.
I really gotta have faith that they're able to do something here with this Baron and just siege up on the top side. But with both inhibitors up, they're not even forcing the side of looking for a girlfriend to go to the mid lane. They're just able to 5-man the top side.
Yeah.
And that's why Losandra's in the jungle. Let's not forget, this is a 4v5 right here with excuses waiting on the Wade side.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here comes Lysandra. She's ushering in a wave in the mid. They're going to have to respond to that. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, coming at all sides now. And with this Baron buff, it's just going to be such a hard defense for
Sion's a
LFGF.
fine answer, though.
Let's not forget, though, LFGF did turn around last game. Like, they were losing.
Yep. They turned it around big time. And it looks like they are going to get the turret. The base is entirely destroyed now. Now it's just inhibitors standing in the way of the Nexus.
Elder Drake almost up.
That's 2 of them down. The last one's down on the bottom.
Okay,
once that Elder Drake dies, they can fight. LFGF can finally get back into an engagement here. Lysandra's looking to usher a wave, and her team has decided they don't need a wave when they can just kill the Nexus because they have all the positioning in the world.
Oh, here we go.
That's the engage, and there's the cast. That's going to send out Sion, though. That's the wrong member. Braum gets a nice disengage. That's slowing everybody. Harrison's getting free damage, though. It's finally Excuse who's going to force him to actually do something with it. Petrify comes out, doesn't land onto anybody. It's ADCs trying to sling out damage. Romania doesn't have any mana, so that's not going to matter. Harrison goes low himself. That's Jarvan going down as well, and that's Vigar dying on the back foot, too. It's just Nita left, and he's big, massive even, but not big enough to stop the Baron buff. Maybe he is, though. Flash comes out, dashing and flailing as my friend told me to. He messes up the combo. He messes up the combo and saves the Sion executing himself. He just gave them a chance. LFGF can pull it off. Sion has his ultimate coming up in the next 10. Oh, he's going to have to sacrifice himself and just kill Moose instead. There was no chance.
Oh, man. Nita, almost the little train that could. I think I can. But not quite enough. These Baron minions were way too much. By the way, lovely Zhonya's from Moose. But that last fight was so chaotic. And the one thing that was pivotal, Canadian Moose finds best ADC Peacock and melts him instantly.
Wow. Well, we're definitely going to be kicking into a commercial break real soon, but just a quick stat for you. Harrison actually had less gold than the Alistar that game. That'd be Cassiopeia in the top lane.
What were you saying about Cassiopeia?
I'm just eating my own words over here, but that's how.
Okay, I was too.
It makes you feel better. The other team's ADC also had less gold than the support. So we're living in a weird type of world where supports actually get gold.
Yeah. This is something. You know what? Actually we're both eating our words.
The support had more gold than Sion. Sion
Wow.
6-2. What is this world we're living in?
Did he get like some really good shutdown or something?
I don't even want to think about it. He has 2 kills on Alistar, who has just 18 assists.
That, or you're really looking at those top laners like, shouldn't you have a little bit more farm? This was a 40-minute game. This was a slugfest. Like,
you're right.
So I'm not surprised that last fight was as chaotic as it was.
Wow. SSG turning up in the chat.
Yeah, they are coming out.
So we're gonna kick it to a break and go get ourselves back up and set up into the lobby. Don't leave. Don't click any browser buttons, and if you do, make sure you leave the sound on so you can still hear one of us sign ourselves back in. We'll be back.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are going into pick and bans right now for game 3 of this best of 5 between LFGF and SSG. This is the Dominate Open semifinals, in case you haven't seen anything so far.
Best of 5.
Yes, this is a best of 5, yes. But we're already 5 picks into the pick and ban, so we do see the Lissandra ban finally. But it's actually not from who I thought it would be from.
Yeah, I mean, Lissandra definitely going to be banned. It is banned from who you think it would be, right? They're banning it against Moose.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Swapped.
Yeah.
The Vladimir ban comes out. I think that's a really good one that's going to stay consistent throughout the series. This time we're going to see Cassiopeia in the hands of Nita. Nita showed a really high proficiency into the champion on Scion, and we'll only imagine that that's going to carry over, picking up the pick himself. This could also be going on Spectacular in the bot lane, but we're not exactly sure right now.
Yep. We'll have to see how that goes. By the way, LFGF picking up the Cassiopeia. Now they fancy it, and maybe perhaps saying, "You don't know how to play. Let me show you. Give me the controller. I'll show you how to play Cassiopeia."
Harrison's actually elected into the same matchup, deciding to pick Scion into Cassiopeia. I think he thinks he learned something from their engagement from the last one. And Urgot locked in means that Cassiopeia can actually kind of be flexed, but she's still be going top, and Urgot should be going mid. The Alistar pickup indicates that they were really comfortable on that last game. I'm not sure how you felt about that.
I still like Alistar. I think he's such a strong pick in this series, particularly because these teams rely so much on this team fighting, and Alistar just creates so much space. Is right there, right next to your secondary diver. So I think he just has a huge amount of impact. I think he should be picked up.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And then we see Lucian locked in. You already know my thoughts on Lucian. He's broken.
You're not wrong. Yeah. He's just been top tier for God knows how long. But either way, they are going to pick him up, and he's such a great blind pick too. He doesn't say anything about your composition.
Yeah, except that you want to deal damage. Orianna lock in. That feels really good, especially with the Scion Alistar. It's a solid 3, but it's not a solid 3 to fight together. So we're going to be imagining them drafting some more parts as the draft continues forward.
Definitely. I don't know. The Alistar can be the vehicle for the ball if you're on the side of SSG, so that probably feels pretty nice. On the other side, LFGF, you do have a bit of a mixed bag, but they do say good team fighting.
Yeah, the team fighting will be, well, I think with Cassiopeia and Alistar, you're pretty fine, actually. What I'm more talking about is some damage behind the Orianna ball. I think that's the really important thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's nothing that happens if you get it. And that's why I'm saying this 3 doesn't work together. Like, the 3 is good, but the 3 doesn't work together.
Okay. By the way, second ban phase already up, and we are going to see the Tristana and the Kaisa banned out. And
it's another delivery system, so they're just saying that TJ is going to have to carry here. And I mean, with Tristana, Kaisa banned, like you were just saying, it's going to be difficult. Please don't lock it, Gone. Please don't lock it, Gone. Please don't lock it, Gone. Hey, locked it, man. Alright, so for everyone who doesn't know, that means that this game is going to get bloody, and there's going to be a lot of fights happening in the top side. We're going to be imagining Anita is just going to be trying to be enabled the entire time by No Excuse. Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to go over. He's even allowed to skirmish with the Jarvan. He's just going to want to bully both those lanes as hard as possible. Or pull that lane and then the jungler.
Definitely.
And the Braum lock-in. Oh my god, how'd they let that through?
Yeah, that's second phase too. So just the Braum Lucian, just not that high priority. And the Alistar was picked very early from SSG, so either way, that is going to go over to the side of looking for a girlfriend, and they're going to feel pretty nice about that. Otherwise, Kayn has been actually a pick that's been rising in popularity recently. This is patch 9.2, so he did get that extra bit of quality of life. You can get the second form much easier. He just feels much better overall, and I think he charges a little bit faster too.
I don't think Varus can do it into all of this. My god, this is
I've not seen Varus in a long time.
SSG has just done what I would call the most disrespectful draft I've seen in memory.
It's a bold statement.
Well, so you have to remember, they leave available Cassiopeia. Regardless of your feelings of the champion, she's incredibly strong right now. And their immediate answer to it is to draft Alistar, a champion who can't actually use his main source of engage through her miasma. And they're also going to draft into this Jarvan, another champion who can't get past her miasma again, right? So this means Scion's actually the only reliable 100% delivery system for Orianna, right? And this all happens within the first couple of picks. Like these are all decisions they make. We look forward and they allow the Urgot through, which is another pick where Urgot's reliability of that like ultimate where he's able to kill people below 25% HP is absolutely, you can't understate its importance. You can't. And they finish us off with the Lucian. So they actually get 3 power picks, and after they do this, they still allow them to get the best support with the Lucian ADC.
Right, yeah.
And that is just
dynamic duo.
And I mean, sorry, just like one last just
No,
carry on top, just to like finish off my rant. They then draft Varus into Braum.
So I take it you don't like SSG's draft too much.
No, they just poof.
Okay, so you definitely think they dropped the ball. I agree with a lot of your points. And I think it's a huge oversight to say, well, we didn't find success with the Cassiopeia, so we're just not gonna pick it, but we're gonna leave it open too. I think that's a huge oversight. And maybe could have swapped out one of these other bands. We haven't seen Anivia this game. We haven't seen, actually, have we seen Shinzao this game? I don't think we have, this series rather. So I think you really could have swapped that out. Either way, there are some huge oversights in the pick and ban. I think the logic behind the Varus is to be able to send that snare towards some of the immobile carries, perhaps. Maybe buy some more space, because most, if not all, of LFGF are going to be walking into you. They don't necessarily have these gap closers.
It's like they don't even ban out. Like, I don't understand it. I'm trying.
Not happy.
I feel like that they didn't like react at all to the drafted LFGF.
Right.
They just literally LFGF said, "Come beat us on the best picks that are available to anyone on this patch." And SSG went, "Bet we're so good, we're gonna make it as hard as possible on ourselves." Like
this is a handicap right here.
I'm trying to see the silver lining here, and it's really just stuck in Scion. And I mean, Scion's a strong pick, right? We know Scion can beat the Cassiopeia, but Nita's actually taking the Urgot right now on the screen. We do know they can swap it, though, to try to troll people. That's definitely one way to go about it. Actually, I don't think you want to take Cassiopeia and Orianna. I'm pretty sure you lose that matchup.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound that good. I don't know. It's a very explosive matchup, so we'll have to see. It's whatever matchup they feel most comfortable with. I think it depends on who's playing it, because I think we saw last game Cassiopeia in the wrong hands. Not to be mean or anything, Cassiopeia in the wrong hands, not quite as impactful as you want it to be.
Yeah, it's still a really strong pick when it's able to get to someone who helps, though.
Definitely. But either way, these are going to be the comps that we are rolling with. This
I'm sorry. Chat actually helped me out here. I forgot about the Jarvan Scion anti-synergy that's also going on in the comp. Where the Jarvan Hall stops the Scion. I'm sorry. This comp has actually just, like, hurt me.
Yeah, that's... I definitely see where you're coming from with that. We'll just have to see if they're able to pull off a good wombo combo, because I think that is the saving grace for SSG. But either way, we did predict last game that SSG had a bad comp, I believe.
Well, yeah, so we thought they had the worst draft, but I mean, I didn't like just outright flame them for their draft last game.
This time, the flame.
Yeah, so I mean, everything comes down, right? Like, so even if TJ lands the ultimate, I feel like that everyone sans Cassiopeia has a way to kind of get away, right? So your best bet is to actually land that onto a Lucian, kill the Cassiopeia after that because she's stuck in it too, and then I think you have a pretty manageable fight. Outside of that, it requires Orianna to get lucky.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's gonna be a tough game to play. You have a lot of cogs spinning, and you just gotta get them in the right place at the right time. By the way, this is what we're going to be going with, and spectator delay is going to kick in, so we will meet back up shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're going to see our teams running in. On the blue side, we have Looking for a Girlfriend with Nita in the top, No Excuse in the jungle, Romania in the mid, Spectacular ADC, and I can't remember what he wants to be called, Sid in the bot lane. I'm pretty sure it's Cardi. There we go.
Yes, and on the red side, we do have SSG with Harrison in the top lane, TikTok Boom in the jungle, Canadian Moose in the mid lane, Teach on AD carry, and my friend Tommy 2 on support. Rocking that Elster again, flashback to game 1.
Yeah, I know. Just to remind everyone, we are guaranteed a game 4 here tonight as both teams are 1-1 in our series. Now, Switch, tell me a little bit of what we've seen in the last 2 games. Paint a picture.
Team fights, lots and lots of team fights. Yeah, it's actually been super crazy, and I've seen great performances coming out from both mid laners. Romania and Canadian Moose have both put on carry performances, so I'm looking to see what they do with the picks that they have now. Cassiopeia, strong one. Oriana, definitely strong when it comes to competitive and team fighting, so they can both have a huge impact. A little trading so far too.
I'm definitely a bit weirded out by seeing Cassiopeia in the mid lane. Haven't seen that in a couple of patches.
Yeah,
but she fares well just about anywhere when you're this strong. Although last game definitely wasn't as strong as we would have liked to have seen her.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see if changing the hands of the players will do something with this Cassiopeia pick. But either way, both junglers starting off, one with a leash and one without.
And here we go. We're going to see little bits of poke going down in the top lane. If Cassiopeia is not able to land those Qs, she'll just outright lose the mid.
Man, so I gotta say, seeing Teach on a Varus is not quite what I expected, because I thought that he was having a great performance overall. Game 1, Game 2, was playing the Kai'Sa, was playing the Tristana, and he was really taking control of team fights. Varus, on the other hand, is definitely much more of a utility pick. Is not going to run wild once you start winning a team fight. So definitely a bit of a switch of styles in my eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too offbeat, given that it is at least, still a carry style ADC, but I guess it is in the name, so they're all kind of carry style, right?
Yeah, they're all technically carries. But I just don't think it really garners the respect that like a Kai'Sa will get you, or like a late game Tristana will get you.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's just because it's not... What he does do effective is he actually cleaves tanks really well. That's because of his blight stacks.
Right.
If you don't know how that works, he just kind of stacks up 3 onto a champion, and if he lands an ability on them, they'll proc it. It deals % max HP.
And these top laners are just going.
Yeah, it actually looks like Nita is going to force out Harrison's flash, and I think he just might be the better top laner.
Just right off the... It's 3 minutes in. You going to go with that statement?
Yeah, well, no, it's not 3 minutes in. It's 3 games in.
Alright, yeah, I'll give you that, actually. But no, yeah, definitely we have been seeing some good performances from Nita. Did see some wonky stuff coming out game 1, and I think that might have cost them the game, but other than that, pretty solid stuff. He did put out a lot of damage game 1 on the Victor.
Yeah, I mean, he came back in a way on the Victor pick, right? Like, he was beat down pretty early on it, and he kind of just kept on crawling his way back in from there.
Mm-hmm. But that is going to be flashed down, so we'll see if jungles go for that. Wow.
TikTok not able to get anything there. The miasma comes out, but it's not actually going to do anything much. And it looks like Nita's just going to go right back onto Harrison, who actually came back playing with a cloth armor, so that's going to be a pretty big impact right there, honestly.
Yeah,
Nita's out of corrupting pot stacks, too.
But keep in mind, Nita does still have that teleport available, so at any point he can recall and just get another item. He just doesn't want to yet, but...
Teleport definitely helps out a lot, too. Oof, I love seeing people last hit cannons. Makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something.
Especially when they increase the gold. Now the gold scales, and it's like, you can pick up a cannon, it could be like 90 gold, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, definitely helps. So as we get the fight going on here, it looks like Excuse is going to be the one to get it. That's what helps when you're sitting inside of your bush.
Yeah.
And they actually can't fight each other. That's really cute. They almost kiss.
Yeah, or they almost fucking beat each other to death. But either way, you could call it whatever you want. I like the presence coming out from TikTok Boom. Not afraid in game 3, trying to have a huge impact.
Oof. Yeah, this bot lane just keeps on trying their best down here.
So if we talk about the jungle dynamic for 1 second, We just gotta get straight. Jarvan is definitely better. Pre-6 and pre-transformation, I want to say.
Yeah, I feel like
when
that's
you
kind of
compare
the
him
name
to
of the
Kane.
game.
So I want to see Jarvan coming out with a lot more pressure and see what he can pick up.
And I mean, Kane respected it like we saw in that blue invade.
Right, definitely going for some good positioning inside the brush for that one. But talking more about 80 carries, and especially on the Varus, his target is definitely going to be, when you're talking about that corrupting arrow, his target is definitely going to be either Romania to try and catch out in a mobile carry, or possibly even Nita in a team fight to get a lot of damage down on the tank. Because if you can shut down an Urgot early in a team fight, he doesn't really get that many opportunities to land his ultimate.
Yeah, so it's definitely about getting onto him, but if you do get down to the Urgot early, it just means Cassiopeia and Lucian will have probably already killed you by the time you're able to damage him. As it looks like Moose is going to push up, the Q misses there, and that feels pretty bad. And Romania, yeah, gets big chunks down onto him. That's the power of the cast.
That is, dude. The holy Cassiopeia. The Lord and Savior.
Well, the big thing to
Nice
remember
dash.
about using that, yeah, definitely escapes a lot of damage there. If Cass wants to kill someone, she's always forced to use her mana.
Right.
And it looks like Harrison's actually going to be brought down. And I don't just mean like she's forced to use abilities, I genuinely mean like her entire mana bar.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, yeah, because you can only get the mana refund from...
Oh, wow! Nita goes all the way in. Looks like he might even get the pullback here. Just doesn't find it, though. That's unfortunate as the Scion runs away.
Man, I actually would have liked to see Nita try and get in front of that ult, but...
Had already used Flash.
Yeah, already used Flash. I would have just liked to see the peace of mind of walking forward, but this is a
Here
game.
we go, though. His excuse goes right in. Gonna get onto the... Oh, no, actually going for Alistar. Gonna get the right stacks up.
That's a dead alley.
And yeah, I mean,
Nice
the ultimate
game.
confirmed it and goes on to the illusion. That definitely feels better. Spectacular's going to be happy to be getting the gold onto himself.
Completely, yeah. And Spectacular has been having a huge impact. Game 1, especially, he did have a good game. Game 2, bit less of the impact you want to see. Also, it's hard just to play against Canadian Moose. This guy's so good.
Yeah, he's a pretty spectacular player. We've been seeing a lot of good work out of him.
I see what you did there.
Haha. Yeah, definitely wasn't intentional. As he's going to be making his way here, he does have level 6, even level 7. That means he's actually stronger than everybody here right now. The Braum shield's up, though. That means the ball's not going to find any meaningful anything. Looks like they might be able to get something here. The Fetchifying Gaze only lands onto one. Miasma's not enough. Alistar gets the knock up, and then there goes the ball. And that is the power of the composition there. Once Miasma's down, you've already lost it, and Cataclysm's going to secure the next one. That's just a slam dunk case for TikTok.
That was a great follow-up from...
Oh, auto attack the turret, Harrison!
You alright, buddy?
He takes all of that damage for being a player who doesn't like turret plating. Nita's just punishing him.
But following up on that fight at Dragon, SSG did lose that Dragon. It was a Mountain Drake going over for LFGF, but great follow-up. Was the Alistar, or was it the Jarvan combo? Either way, into the Shockwave, which we are going to see a lot more of in the coming future.
Well, so it was actually just Alistar and then kind of like a Q ult. Wasn't exactly the combo we envisioned. Harrison gonna throw out that Decimating Smash the wrong way. Nita doesn't have ultimate...
Nita is spanking this boy.
Unfortunately, keeps on using the ultimate preemptively instead of when the damage would actually become meaningful. Costing a lot of kills here, and actually might even cost a death. Is able to escape, doesn't have a flash up. The shield helps a bit.
Ooh, okay. It was a good shield, yeah. The shield basically negates all the kill potential, because even though Harrison did have a flash advantage, just didn't have the cooldowns to capitalize on it.
Oof, Cass. I love watching Cass farm with her E, because you know she's getting back all that mana. Oh, nice QW there. That's going to deal some meaningful damage onto the Cassiopeia, as it looks like there's an entire monopoly on vision for the red side in the top half of the map.
Yeah.
That's 3 control wards. My God, that's not an investment.
More than I buy in the game.
That's a down payment.
By the way, the bot river though is going to be mirrored on the other way. We do see 2 control wards there for the blue team.
Oh, is able to land the stun. It seems like Nita's just been standing around here, in my opinion, a bit too long. Unfortunately, Excuse hasn't found his way up into the top side to get some more stacks from Harrison, just like he did on the My Friend Told Me to.
Yeah, as much as these top laners are trading, I'm not seeing the jungle pressure that I thought I would see. I actually don't know what these junglers are doing right now.
Actually, it looks like there's going to have to be a lot of backs coming out of the side of looking for a girlfriend. We'd really like to see something happen from the side of SSG to capitalize on that. Maybe even a Rift Herald, but it looks like Excuse is already clearing out the vision and going to stop that play from ever becoming a reality.
Oh, there's the shockwave.
Oh, wow, that's the ultimate. That's going to land onto Braum, and it is the Lucian who's able to get out. Braum going to land the ultimate onto 2, but the Cataclysm going to be enough to keep him in place. Jarvan takes a bit, but TJ, good guy ADC, going to soak up a bit of the damage for the jungler, so that way he can go back into his jungle and do jungler things.
Did you say jungle? Because I think I thought I heard jungle there. Teach picking up that kill, which is going to feel nice. Also, another turret play on the side. What a bountiful meal we have. Gonna feel good about that one though. You definitely want your Varus to get ahead early because he doesn't necessarily scale like a monster into the lake.
Ooh, picks him up and finally Excuses there. Does flash
there we go.
Scion ultimate. That's the play you were looking for. Gets the slow with the ultimate. Gonna come out in front of him. Just gonna keep on top of him. Scion lands the ultimate. This time it might not be preempted as he's gonna land a bit of damage. It was preempted.
Oh man, that few beyond death just expired. And
that's the third one.
Shield. Yeah, that's the third one. Yeah, just not finding the picks that he wants. But either way, Harrison actually surviving that one. I'm so surprised.
See, I'm sorry I gave my praise over. Maybe it's my caster curse that hit Nita pretty hard, but they are going to be able to zone out Scion from this CS here, so that's at least going to save this CS advantage.
Yeah, I think he's already picking up 2 turret plates off of that one, but definitely going to feel good about that. Once your main tank, gets ahead in the early game, it's just so hard to deal with.
Oof. I'd really like to see some more proactive plays coming out of the side of SSG here.
Yeah.
It seems like they're staying very contained.
Next Drake coming up is going to be Infernal. And we all know how much we love Infernal Drakes. Just
Infernals.
Just help you play League of Legends, you know?
Honestly, Infernals are a lifestyle. They keep me going.
They're like avocado for millennials.
And it looks like they are going to land some pretty meaningful damage down there. Oof, yeah, that's it.
Shockwave, yeah. And that's going to get
the miasma slow. That's near 70%. That's
They nerfed that damage too. Ooh.
Yeah, but the slow's still there. That's what's always been impactful. It's never really been the damage. The damage just kind of helped with wave clear, and Oriana's back on top of the slow again. She's forced to go out the wrong way. The Petrifying Gaze, another slow just layered on top of it, used for a bit of extra damage. And that's going to be the shutdown gold, going over to Cassiopeia.
That's a heartbreaker. Just not respecting the Fog of War enough and the MIAs. Perhaps they weren't called, but either way, that is going to be Moose going down for seemingly for free. But either way, SSG is going to pick up an Infernal on the side of that.
Yeah, really glad if you're picking up those Infernal Drakes. I think we all know the power of those. Although, honestly, from my own games, I haven't been feeling like that they are just as impactful as they used to be.
Think so? What,
yeah,
do you think
know.
Like one Drake is more impactful now? Oh, as I say that, gonna slide out of that. Nita putting on some nice dancing shoes.
It looks like that they are going to land the chains down, and that's going to be a Braum dead. The Cataclysm, a little bit of overkill, but it's never too much if you're going to get the kill for it. And it looks like that Lucian takes far too much damage for his own trouble. TJ, if you don't know the passive on Varus, he's going to get attack speed after he kills a champion.
Very informative.
That's actually the reason he's able to do all that damage to Lucian.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. TJ losing his mind.
Yeah, he's way out of position here. He's going to get caught out. At least there's no shutdown gold to give over. Wait, was there?
I feel like there was.
Didn't say so, but there should have been.
Maybe he's Oh, no, actually, he's ahead on CS2 and he has 2 kills, so I'm not sure why there wasn't a bounty. There probably should have been, but
Man, and it looks like that the mid laners are just trying to find their footing here, and the Cassiopeia pick is just not shown to be as powerful as I once thought it was.
yeah, you're questioning your reality now. Maybe it's just not. You need to find a new god.
I need to move and find the hyper real.
Oh,
there goes
nice.
Petrifying Gaze though, and just gets picked up anyway.
Moose every game just he just makes me feel a little bit better inside. You know, this guy's so good.
Yeah, he's a really impressive player to watch, and I mean, like, even when you see him down like 0-1-2 in lane, he's still gonna be able to play off plays or pull off plays like that. He just kind of knows when his window opens up.
Yeah, you put him on Orianna, you just know he's gonna have an impact. You know, you're not very worried. I don't care if he's 0-3. He's gonna know how to play well.
And play well he has. I mean, this entire series, he hasn't wavered in the slightest, right?
Yeah, no. Like, I've even seen Romania sort of slip up, but I can't say the same for Canadian Moose. Just put on a consistently good performance the entire series so far.
Man, they're actually standing right on top of wards there. I don't think they know it.
So we do have Jarvan hovering around this top side. Actually, you get a recall, so no gank to be had there. Now 2v2 down here.
Wow, and the chains do land again, this time on Dilution. That's going to feel good. The Ignite picks down. Yeah. TJ is able to be the one to pick up the kill, and now that passive is just burning down onto the Braum. He lands one ability and Braum dies.
That is something very difficult to play around, but a bit of a slip-up. You always have to be body blocking your AD carry when you're going against Varus, because he is going to lock him down with the Chains of Corruption. There's a kill going over. Tower also going over for the side of SSG in the bottom lane. Oh, gang.
Yeah, and it looks like that's finally the Chains of Corruption landing down. That feels really
that
good.
That is Fear Beyond Death,
that
but
is fine
yes.
if we've ever seen it. Or Fear Beyond Death, my bad.
Oh, nice. I was scared
chains.
of that. That's the first one of the game. It's like 17 minutes in. May as well have played Maokai.
Might as well have played Malfoy.
I want to see Maokai back in meta, but then again, I don't. Because when you play against him, yikes.
Man, they are just all spamming emotes. I don't think that they want anyone to be able to like listen for even half a second. It really is just ARAM. But it's been ARAM for the last 2 games, so I don't know why that would really change too much. Unless they get all the turrets in the mid, they are not really exploring too far anywhere else.
So I will say, in best of series, they always just sort of devolve into ARAM at some point. Like, I think, like, your mental fortitude just starts to go down, just dwindles little by little, and you just end up autopiloting to mid, but everyone does it.
Yeah, it is pretty true. I feel like that's just like an issue with coaching some of the time.
And these games have been slugfests. Last game was a 30-some minute one, or rather, first game was a 30-some minute one. Second game was like a 43-minute slugfest, so these games are really taking a toll out of me, first of all, but also the players.
Wow.
Infernal Drake is up as we watch this slugfest in the top lane. Not really as impactful as in Infernal Drake.
And it looks like they actually can't kill each other here unless the Fear Beyond Death does land.
SSG now on this Infernal Drake. Are they going to be stopped? No excuse, looking for a steal.
And it looks like they are going to pick up the Infernal here. The Braum does land the ultimate, and now it's Lucian who's just trying to land all of the damage he can. And the Cataclysm's going to keep him in place for him. There's definitely a chance here. We're going to see if he can pull it off here. Spectacular's dealing all the damage he can, but my friend told me to is looking to land the stun here. The stun's not going to land up. He just walks away, and Jarvan gets the killing spree.
That is tragic. And that is 2 Infernals going over for the side of SSG. This does not look good if you're on the side of looking for a girlfriend.
Man, it looks like that we're just going to see some ward clearing. I think there's going to be a lot of resets happening here. If the series has taught me anything, we're about to enter the mid-game lull, where neither team really makes moves besides staying in their lanes and little map CSs here and there. Maybe a
It's
pick.
necessity. Yeah. It's bound to happen.
Maybe a pick.
If we're lucky, there might even be a team fight. But these teams are just, they just stick to their own sides, clear out wards, play really respectfully. Don't do anything unless they're absolutely certain that they're finding a good fight. Makes me kind of miss the Veigar, as annoying as it was to look at.
Damn. And it looks like topside Harrison is finally going to pick up that turret. He does get the demolish proc, but he is going to give his life up for it, most likely here. Although it looks like he actually might just get out and they don't even pursue because the red is just so strong on the top side of the map right now. Oriana's the split pusher on the bot side. Tell me how you feel about that switch.
That's a little weird, but I could see why you want your AD carry in the mid lane. Obviously, the safest place to put him, and you do want him to scale up. I just don't feel very magical about having your Orianna split push, but looks like she is going to be rotating towards this mid lane. I do want to see a siege because I love sieges with Oriannas involved. I think the ball has such great zoning when you have Shockwave out.
Yeah, when you have Shockwave up is the optimal phrase there.
They might even be looking for a combo. Oh, that's tragic.
Really is. And
Sion
Sion comes ulting down. He's not going to be able to get anything. There's not even a minion wave there, but it looks like Sion is able to destroy the turret with the demolish proc. They're going to go 1-for-1 in towers with the Argon on the top side.
Alistair main, by the way. But either way, it's super tragic.
As the
Wow,
Cataclysm does come in here, and it looks like they are going to get the knock-up onto Nita, and it does land onto Excuse too. Braum lands the 3-man, and that's a big slow. The Shockwave only lands onto 1. That's not going to do a lot of work there, and that's the shutdown coming onto Jarvan. Now it's Cassiopeia who's caught out on the side, and they're going to land the kill onto them. And it looks like that the red is actually losing. Excuse has a chance here, and he's gone Shadow Assassin. He's decided he doesn't need Rost here. Here it is. They're on switching sides again. The knockup happens. He's going all the way in. Decimating Smash isn't going to land. There's no ultimate here for Khan. I don't know if he can pull anything off here. Harrison kills the support. Now it's Lucian left. He flashes. He really wants out of here. Excuse is left. He gets caught out. My friend told me he was actually going to be able to beat down the jungler here. He doesn't have any HP. You know, we laughed at the man, but he's in pain.
Man.
Right, let's laugh. Ha!
That ain't it, Chief. No excuse taking the wrong fight. Came into the wrong neighborhood that time, but man, these fights are super close. Canadian Moose actually having some really awkward positioning there. Actually being behind and not getting a good shockwave, but overall of them, it was looking for a girlfriend ending up cleaning up that fight.
And they're not even going to extend in to try to clear any vision out of the enemy jungle. They're just trying to set their own little foothold and have their own camp.
Yeah, looks like it. And oh, I'm getting so confused because the sides are swapped.
Yeah, the side swap can definitely confuse you, especially because these teams like to do it so often.
Yeah, this is like the third time. Like, I think every single game in a team fight, they've ended up swapping sides. I think it has a lot to do with this Sion, to be honest.
Yeah, the Sion doesn't help. I mean, the Urgot too, right? He actually flips people.
But actually, I do want to point something out. You can see, like, literally every single game, both these teams are trading their backliners with their frontliners, you know? You're seeing really heavy dive, especially since every game we've had Alistair, but you're seeing really heavy dive, and that's why they tend to swap sides. And so, a lot of this game really depends on, are you killing the enemy backliner? Are you peeling for your own backliner?
The answer is normally no. None of the above.
For you?
Yeah, personally. I don't really peer for people, you know? Solo queue, not really the environment for that. And it looks like, speaking of peeling, can't peel if you're getting caught out. Now it's Jarvan who's going to be trying to do some of that with the Cataclysm, but he actually gets caught out. Calling's going to whiff wide, going between 3 members, and that is just massive damage from TJ. He lands a wicked chain of corruption. Excuse is able to pick up Alistar. Jarvan goes down too. That's Khan dead on the back foot. And now they're running away. Lucian's alive again, but he's not dealing damage. He's just pivoting back and forth like where he wants to pretend he can do something. And I think they're going to set their eyes onto the Baron here.
Man, that is the safest I've seen Tej probably this entire game. But just got to free hit, was down to half HP, and I just want to say, all while that was happening, Canadian Moose, full HP. Like, Tej is basically the decoy, but he didn't even die that fight because it was great engage overall. You did see the Jarvan ending up giving his life, but when you pick up a Baron, that's going to be worth.
Honestly, really impressive there by TJ, and I mean, that's facilitated by his team. Massive shout out to TikTok there, who literally just said, I don't care about my KDA, and dove in to salvage the fight for his team. Like, that's actually what he did there.
Yep, totally. And it blew the stopwatch and everything, but it was completely worth it. Because when you trade your stopwatch and your life for a Baron, that's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure.
Was the optimal play there, and they looks like they might transition this into a Cloud Drake. Two of the strongest Drakes, arguably, going for the side of SSG. They are looking very comfortable in this game.
Yeah, I feel like talking strongest Drakes is always kind of weird too, because it's like, well, this is what you got, right? So does it really matter if it's stronger? It's kind of a question of how will they use it.
Right. Like if you get Mountain, but you never Siege because you're behind or something like that, it's like, well, why do I want this? Why didn't I get Infernal?
So that's why it like feels arbitrary to sometimes just be like, yeah, this is where this one fits in my tier list.
I don't know. I think the real argument is usually, oh, which one is better, Cloud or Infernal? But you're right, it completely depends on how they use it. So that's why it's so subjective. Because it's like, if you rotate a lot, or if you're in high elo and you're playing the macro game, you're gonna like Cloud more. However, if you are in bronze and you're playing Dire support...
Yeah, there's a pick, a knock up, and a knock back as Nita actually takes no damage from all that. The chains only land onto Braum, and that's not the fight you were looking for. Braum gonna land out the ultimate as he's walking away dying, and it doesn't look like that has any impact on the actual fight. They're still gonna lose this turret.
Yeah, that was...
Alistar gets another engage, and that's actually gonna force a flash out on Dorothy.
Yeah, and on the other side, on the bot side, you see Canadian Moose winning his side as well. And
wow, that's the third time in a row my friend told me to has just dove headfirst onto the Urgot. That time it ends in a kill, though. And now they're going to dive right onto the Cassiopeia again. Cassiopeia takes some pretty odd poke there as they are going to crack the base, taking the first inhibitor at 27 minutes. Oh, and they take the Cassiopeia. Wait, they're going to be turning their attention onto the Khan. I think TJ can just end this here. Mana or no mana. All he needs is auto attacks and a dream. They're going to end here.
They are. This is going to be it, actually. What?
Oh my god, wait, what? Braum just quit! He rage quit! He actually just went boom, they FF!
Oh, that's surrender, yeah?
With 3 votes, they FF, the whole team just went boom in that last team fight. They went in 1 by 1 to go die and then just quit! I've never seen anything like it.
That is a go next, if I've ever seen one.
I'm casting, right? That wasn't solo queue.
It felt like solo queue, dude. I can't tell you how familiar that feels.
But
either way, wow. Yo, Teach? Man, looking good. You know what I'm saying?
My god, Teach he's a monster. TJ's a monster. That's what we saw there, you know. Not to spoil anything, so if you don't want the LCS spoil real quick, you know, you should probably like plug your ears or la 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 la. But like, my god, Power of Evil couldn't even carry Stixay today because of stuff like this. Maybe TJ should get out there and start playing.
You're right, yeah. Pick this man up. He's free too.
Seriously, he knows how to deal damage.
By the way, wow, what a great performance. Actually from both carries, Canadian Moose as well, holding his own in lane and in team fights. And the composition just sort of worked out in the end when you had the proactiveness coming out from my friend told me to.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to have to kick this one over to a commercial break. And when we come back, this could be the game-deciding game 4. So seriously, y'all don't want to go anywhere. You might get to see TJ get a pentakill.
Yeah, little spoiler. But either way, we are going to cut to a break. Don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, welcome back to game 4 of this best of 5 series. Dominate Open Risen Esports between SSG and Looking for Girlfriend. Right now we have Looking for a Girlfriend in a 2-1 lead. Going into game 4, bans are already done. What do you think?
So I'm really curious, first off, if we're going to be seeing a game 5.
There's the Alistair again, because it's just so impactful this time. Actually, it's SSG again picking it up, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
They've prioritized this so hard. They think that they don't win if they don't have it. They've prioritized it so hard that they've left off Cass and banned Vladimir again in place of it. They're actually so afraid of that from last game. And I actually don't think that they're afraid of the Cassiopeia pick after its poor performance in the last 2 games. Maybe gold players just can't play it.
Jesus, man. By the way, yeah, you're right. Yeah, true. My people can't play it.
Yeah, my people.
By the way, the adaptation that we do see in the bans is Orianna. Not going to be given over to Moose anymore, having a great performance alongside ADC, putting out the most damage the last game. So, response picks from LFGF. It is going to be the Misfortune and the Tom Kench. That's not something we've seen. It is up, but also MF is picked, so...
Oh, I guess that they have decided that there was actually a problem with the Lucian pick. It's not working out for them, so they've decided to go with this. And that's going to let TJ pick Tristana easily.
Yeah. So it's definitely time to switch stuff up for Looking for a Girlfriend. Perhaps look for a boyfriend now. They don't want to go with the AD carries that they've been picking up so far, so this is not a bot lane that we've seen so far. However, the Tristan and Sion going for SSG, very familiar.
Yeah, this is just looking like what we've seen all series. The Master Yi lock in now. I think that this is actually really important, and this is something that we want to take a second to, like, marinate on, okay? No Excuse has been dominating TikTok across the jungle. When it's a 1v1, he wins. It doesn't matter the champions, it doesn't matter the style. His laners are honestly responding, like, pretty well, and he knows when they're not going to respond, so he's not making the mistakes. He finally got a pick that they were banning last game. Banning so much that they didn't ban Braum against Lucian.
That is a Master Yi.
He had a pentakill, like, last series, right?
Yeah, apparently. So
this could go bad.
What in the world? Alright, so definitely switching up everything for the side Looking for a Girlfriend. Yeah, Master Yi. That is something that isn't necessarily strong in the very early game. However, you definitely have to give focus and respect over to it when you get to the mid and late game, because
misban?
You think so? I don't know. Kassadin's kind of...
That's Gragas.
Oh, okay. So is that the TF? That's Gragas?
No, the misban, the blank one on LGF or LFGF.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they ban out 2 AP champions. I think that's really strong. Kennen's a good one. I'm not so sure how I feel about banning Twisted Fate here. We haven't really seen played or picked or anything else.
Right, and
still, I think you want to get rid of Cass.
Yeah, Kassadin is definitely busted, especially because these games have been going, or the first 2 games rather, have been going pretty late. And Kassadin does reach peak performance by that time.
Azira's LeBlanc also. LFGF is just so shocking. Like, we do know that, like, their support literally rage quit, right? Like, they FF'd, and they're having a hard time.
This is a pro draft,
so
too.
It doesn't matter.
It's not like you don't have the champion. It's a pro draft. But, okay.
Pro draft can have problems, and honestly, like, pro draft problems, they can be kind of weird. Although, I'll be honest, it's always a problem with the person doing the pro draft. Although 9 times out of 10, it's a problem with the person having given the link to multiple people, so that way they control the thing too. Because if they use 2 users, it causes problems.
That's big brain, my guy.
I've just used it enough that, like... it's like I've just used pro draft so much that, like, I know what causes the problem, and normally it's not the person doing it.
Yep.
But if it is, it's them. If not, it's because they gave the link out, but that's also them, right? Like, don't give the link out to your team.
Right, be responsible. Either way, Rammus now picked up. That is an adaptation, and a good one, in my opinion. Going to be able to literally sit on his carries and taunt the Master Yi once he gets out Alpha Strike, so I think that's really useful. Also, Ari coming through for Canadian Moose. I'm excited to see that one.
So as much as maybe I'm gonna screw SSG out of this game, because, like, I've not liked their draft at all, but I'm really happy with this one, honestly. And I think the Fiora pick is bad. Like, I'm really excited to see SSG just come out and dominate this one.
Okay, LFGF, I think they're literally saying, I want to win bot, I want to win top, and mid, I just don't understand the Azir. I haven't seen Azir in so long, but maybe it'll help. Like, it could definitely snuff out an Alistar engage or a Sion engage for the most part. I believe if you queue it up for when Sion impacts you, I think you'll still push him away because the wall has like, it's uninterruptible once you start queuing it. But either way, that is going to be the team comps coming out, and this is going to be a tough one for Master Yi to play. I think there's a lot of mobile carries for the side of SSG that can kind of slip out of your grip, and if you're not able to find those resets, you're not able to find the team fight win.
So, the chat's kind of exploded right now over this, and they just think that this is over for LFG. So I'm gonna say that there's a chance right now. I'm gonna be honest. The chance for them is kind of, or was kind of involved around the Master Yi, I think, and they had something working with the Tom Kench. I'm not sure if they had it working with the Misfortune, but they had something with the Tom Kench.
I like Tom Kench.
If they wanted to kind of expand on this, I think they had to pick more protection for the Yi. And this looks like a Lulu, right? Like, Lulu's actually pretty great for this champion. I think you could probably put that in the top lane and just give up on top lane at this point. Right, like, you're gonna win on that pick. I think like if you're actually just trying to veg out and just like trust in Yi as your like first phase, win.
I think this is a complete departure because they've been playing the game that they've been agreeing to, and SSG is still playing, which is like you play these competitive picks, you play these solid team fights, you play these utility and stuff like that. I think LFGF decide, no, this is solo queue now, and we're gonna try this because we haven't lost. We haven't won the last 2 games so far. It's been SSG taking game 2, game 3 off of these great team fights. That's right. Yeah, okay, so just a correction, in case you forgot, because I know I forgot, the Azir is a LeBlanc, so that definitely changes things up a little bit. I think you get a lot more burst damage onto a carry, and then potentially you have Yi come in for the kill reset. By the way,
yeah, the Rammus pick is just so damning to anything happening with a Yi, though. Yeah, that's you just have to remember what you want is you want point and click stuns to deal with Yi, right? And Rammus has one of those, and then also he has a bunch of these like abilities that scale with armor, which is also what stops AD, which is what Yi builds. And Fiora, and Misfortune.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for a QSS to come out for the divers, because I think Rammus is going to be on like keep away duty, sort of like not necessarily diving for the backline, because all you have is a Misfortune in the end.
Oh, Rammus is just going to be saving his taunt for Yi. Like, it's as simple as that. If Yi gets any advantage, the Rammus's goal is to save his taunt and then wait for the Master Yi to engage, and then just use it on him so that way his team can burst and, like, collectively take their damage out on him when he's stunned. Because that's how you deal with him in his ultimate, because, he can't be slowed. Because everything else isn't 100%. And Alistar can chain after you've hit him with the taunt, right? Like, all of this works. You can hit him with the Decimating Smash out of Sion, the Charm out of Ahri. All of these skill shots land. But everything's a skill shot into Yi because he can't be slowed. It just really is. Alistar's the next closest thing. But if he tries to headbutt him, you can always Q him. If that makes sense.
That definitely makes sense.
So I think you actually have to play around that. Outside of that, like, LeBlanc is kind of the saving grace of this team. We know Romania is good, so I think they've just kind of said that these two are the ones that are going to do it, if anyone's going to do it. And they're here to play the game as best as they can.
Yeah, let's not forget that LFGF did have a very, very surprising win game 1, so we'll see if they can pull it out again. Either way, that is going to be the team comps coming out. We're going to get into spectator delays, so we will see you shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Well, hello. Ooh.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Y'all know the players' names, and y'all know what's up. We're really just going to be looking to see who wins lanes and who wins the game here.
Yes, we are currently at game 4, possibly the deciding game. Because if you look at the composition coming out for looking for a girlfriend, it's solo queue. It's me want win every lane. So we'll see how that goes. At least we have something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, at least on the side of SSG, they've kept it pretty close to what they've been doing all game since this Rammus. I mean, the Yari's new, but it's nothing really new. It's another control mage.
Right, definitely. It totally makes sense for Canadian moves because he's just had so much success on these AP control mages. So nothing out of the box in terms of the Ari. Now, the real thing to watch out for is this Master Yi pick because we should assume that all the lanes will be winning, but I'm really curious how the Master Yi plays off of that, and if he can really get rolling, we might just see ourselves going to a game 5.
Yeah, I mean, the game 5 is the hope here, right? And I think a lot of that's going to be on this Nita in the top lane, who's really decided to pick a carry champion. Actually, I think both the champions who've decided that it's really up to them to carry have decided to go Conqueror, too. So resistances aren't going to mean a whole lot.
I follow you, yeah. Are going to be seeing a lot of true damage coming out, and you can already see the trades going slightly in the favor, ever so slightly, in the favor of Fiora, but it's just going to get better for her.
Ooh, really nice Q there. Part of this is also that I think when you're walking, you want to be auto-attacking her and then walking again. It's kind of hard to do, but once you get the hang of it, you can kind of get a feel.
No excuse really wants a scuttle, but that is a Rammus, my guy.
And he actually has smite up, so if he gets in there, he'll be able to take that.
Alright, Nita actually taking a couple bad trades and now at a bit of a health disadvantage. It's hard to find the right trades when Sion has that shield, but...
I mean, that and Grasp with the Undying helps a lot. Alistar going to get the engage here. Tom Kent showing the power of the pick. And the Q is just constantly ending onto Romania here. The question is, how much mana does Moose have to keep on doing that?
Right, yeah, it definitely burns a lot of mana because it's effectively 2 skills that you're running when you're trying to do the Alistar combo. It is the WQ, as opposed to just Tom Kent, who just eats his AD carry, calls it a day. And I don't know how he ran back into that one, but is going to find a good amount of damage actually onto Harrison. Doesn't want to overextend into that mini wave, so smart play, just picking up the fun.
When I was mentioning man, I was talking about the mid lane here with Moose, who has just been prolifically shoving with his Q. And if you look, his man is actually, I think, the lowest in the game and has been. Sans Yi again, who's taking the blue buff in a second, so that won't matter.
Yep, definitely. Well, Nita fancies this fight now, finding 2 procs. Another
this is 100% the winning one.
Oh, there it is.
And that's why you lose. Yeah, you really can't flash there. You have to flash damage, not just distance.
Right, it is very telling when you're flashing to escape, you're probably losing the fight. So that is going to be a kill going over to Nita. And this is kind of what we expected to see. You know, you have this Fiora counter pick going into a Sion who's just comfortably laning this entire series. Now finally going up against something that might provide a little more threat.
Oh, there's the charm landing though, and that's going to be a turret shot coming down. The chains are going to reveal the clone. That's a big problem. Just lets the clone go. The Ignite's traded, and that's going to be kill for kill. But if Triumph is up, actually it doesn't matter. Ignite got nerfed.
So smart coming out for Romania. Just have that last auto attack flashed out immediately. And you have that flash advantage too, so you don't need to trade anymore. Just let the Ignite tick away. Comes out with the solo kill.
Well, that didn't have to be a solo kill. See, Moose had a pot available, and had popped one last second before dying. Having popped either of those for the fight actually would have, I think, made the difference.
Right. You could say a couple misplays.
My friend Tobich's right here, though. Oh, that flash. You think you would have followed. You could have headbutted him in, and that would have been a dead Tom Kench.
But you take those in the end. That is a free flash for your jungler coming down. I guess not free, but anyways, that's a flash going over. So you're going to take those, and hopefully next time you gank, I want to see some more focus onto the Tom Kench because we know...
wait, no excuses, disconnect... Oh.
Okay, nice. That's the beauty of that spectator delay. It saves you from stuff like pauses. By the way, if you come back and gank, you can put all of your damage down onto Tom Kenshin. Hopefully, if he can't use that Grey Life to his advantage, he's going to go down pretty quickly.
And I mean, taking a quick look at the gold right now, it looks like that almost entirely on the side of FLFG or GF.
TikTok boom on this side of the map, but is he going to make it in time? No.
That's another kill, too.
Is it going to be a trade, though? It is going to be a trade.
Yeah, it'll be traded.
Oh.
That taunt just devastating. But that's actually going to stop the shutdown gold from going over, so that's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. Sion going to be building a Bramble Vest. That shows that he just feels like an abused puppy right now.
Yeah. You know what is the worst thing in the world? Yeah. I saw the padding from the Rammus, though, and I'm just very upset. I don't know if it was a lack of communication or whatever, as we see a gank in the mid lane, actually.
Rammus just flash?
Yeah. Just tried to get him in between that minion wave, but did not connect.
And chains are on, too. I mean, Romania's on the wrong side. These players just love to be playing on the other team's jungle.
Yeah.
And TikTok's actually just afraid after the past few games. He doesn't want any smoke.
Right, notice that he might have been being collapsed on by the bot lane. Jungler was there as well, so it was a bit of a sticky situation. Either way, we do have to keep track of this top lane. Nita hovering around 10 CS advantage for the most part right now. And always going to be proccing those vitals. Nice W. And actually, I didn't even notice this, but no excuse actually on the dragon right now. Just to double check, that is a mountain drake. I think it's going to help Nita as she starts to split push.
And it looks like we're going to be getting a weird type of wet noodle fight here in the top lane where Sion, as long as he's able to hug onto the turret, Nita's not going to be able to kill him, but a bad vital and that'll all switch.
Right, definitely. We do have to point out that it was a rush Thornmail, or rather a Bramble Vest, picked up for Harrison.
Wow, that charm though. There's no more mana left on the mid laners. The ignites are back up though. Cooldown reduction, actually making a pretty sizable difference.
Definitely. So, just to give a quick pass throughout all the lanes, actually no lane having a CS lead. So for all of the attention that LFGF were putting into the pick and ban, they're not necessarily reaping the rewards that they wanted to. They're not smashing lanes by any means.
Man, it looks like TJ is going to get down some good damage here, and that's going to be transferred. Oh, it actually does stay on to Spectacular. Doesn't feel too good. But I guess he'll heal it back up.
Totally.
Yeah, they've actually been farm investing here in the bot lane. I'm glad they finally get one of these safer lanes. Maybe they're just, like, tired of all the Alistar engages every time the cooldowns are up.
Yeah, every Alistar we've seen has just been extremely aggressive. I think has always been initiating 2v2s. But this time, so hard to play against Tahm Kench. I think that's the beauty of the pick. Oof, nice snap back from the W to dodge that charm. Just not too much happening here. Obviously, you want to see LFGF sticking to these lanes because that is what they're trying to favor, but not quite getting the CS advantage that they want to see.
Yeah, the CS is kind of the big story of the game most of the time. And I mean, as you see, like when you're sitting at the 78, 76 mark, they haven't backed, but once they do, they're going to be getting a pretty item or two.
Yeah, I got to point out too, Rammus staying right behind Master Yi in CS as well, so not even an advantage gain there. Just in kills so far, it's around half 1,000 gold, aka 500 gold. For the side of looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, you'd actually like to see Yi farming a lot faster. And I mean, this is 9.2, so it does make a big difference to be in the jungle. The experience has changed, but not the gold, so the items should stay consistent.
Right. By the way, that farming playstyle, maybe they haven't adapted to the changes so far. This patch has only been live for, I think this is the 3rd day, because it started on Thursday, but either way, maybe not having the time to test out this E fully. Because the experience changes are pretty big, in my opinion.
So I actually think that they end up just helping out champions who prioritize items over levels.
That would make sense, yes.
So it helps out people like Kha'Zix, like for example. Oh, wishes you could hit the Scion with that.
Right, this top lane still staying pretty competitive overall. Still trying to trade overall. We are going to see Fiora scaling much better into the game and becoming that split pusher that you want to have on your team. Just not right now, because Scion is able to keep up with buying these tanky items. Right now has Bramble Vest plus Ninja Tabby, so he's not going to be taking much of any damage.
Oof, wow, that forgiving misfortune queue you were talking about during the drafting phase.
Yeah, it's a very generous misfortune queue. Trust me, I play ADC, so it's not good in my opinion. But actually, no excuse on a Rift Herald trying to steal another objective. But tick-tock, boom!
There's just fights going on all over the map. So there's a fight between Rammus and the Master Yi. Master Yi's actually forced to flash out of that one. Romania's collapsing on though with Nita. Now Nita's the one who has the damage. It's Moose though who's trying to get all the damage down. The W is enough, but TikTok's still going to pick up Fiora. Romania's going to get a bit of a heal left.
Oh, misses the chain.
Escapes. Yeah, the big miss with the chains. That's really going to hurt.
No, he's not going to outrun him, I don't think. Ult is still halfway. Oh, Canadian Moose is going to pick that one up. Man, overall, okay, Rift Herald didn't actually go down to any one person, but that feels pretty bad if you're no excuse. Having to give up your flash for trying to sneak that objective, and then leading to 2 deaths for your team.
Fiora's going back up into the top lane now.
Don't know if she can get anything here. There's the respect flash. Finally, next Drake is coming up. It is a mountain again. I don't know if that's really what you want to see. It is going to help the split push, like I said, for Nita on the Fiora eventually, assuming everything stays even for the most part. But it's something that we touched on. If you have mountains and you're not in the position to push, it's going to do you no good at all.
Yeah, but it's still good to match. I think it's always good to have them for the Baron. Especially if you're on the side of SSG, like you want to be able to control that. Even getting the Rift Herald can feel really good. It's helpful to have the Mountain Drake for those.
Might just lead to that smite steal that you're looking for.
Oof, Nita just in there trying their hardest.
She's still losing trades is the problem.
Actually going in now, and it looks like we're getting the full-on fight here. 2 get knocked up. Misfortune gets her ultimate off, and that damage is negligible in the face of the tanks. TJ's getting the damage off onto everybody. It looks like he's trying to get the kill onto Misfortune, and actually might have just cost his team the kill by using his ultimate there. Did he just flash forward? TJ, what the hell is this?
Okay. Oh, Spirit's Rush.
And I mean, I will pick the kill up, but my god, is that just tilt or was what? This man has played phenomenal all series, and that is just not the same player.
Hey, give him a break. One slip up, right?
Well, 2 slip-ups.
Oh, you're counting, huh?
Well, no, they were just back to back, and they were just you can't have not seen them. We all watched it.
Listen, everyone's tired, all right? It's been a long, arduous series. But either way, Canadian Moose is going to pick that one up using the Spirit's Rush. And this is just, again, it's no excuse trying to sneak this objective, this time with all of his team, and just not respecting SSG to contest it. And in the end, SSG come out positive again. They even pick up the Drake that they were looking for.
Man, it looks like they're just going to be trying to shove out their lanes again. I'm hoping that they actually end up manifesting a turret now that the platings are gone. Or even a Rift Herald. I think Rift Herald, if you can't get it before 14, which is when it's the strongest, is stronger the closer you get it to 20 minutes, obviously.
Right. There is also that window of time, I believe it's between 10 and 14 minutes, when you can get it and you can actually get turret plate gold off of the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that before 14-minute time. Probably the strongest time, if not the... Well, probably the...
Definitely. I think that's totally what No Excuse was going for. He just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, so that led to a negative trade. Dragon leading to a negative trade. These are just actions that you're just betting you don't get caught, and that's not necessarily what you want to see for a game 4. Kind of feels like a Hail Mary, where you're just hoping that you could sneak advantages here, sneak advantages there, and then hopefully find a good enough lead to just rely on the lead itself, not necessarily the play.
Well, let's not forget that SSG actually came back already from a goal deficit in this game. I mean, they were down 3-1, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it looked like it was pretty much over.
Yeah, they've had their eyes on the map. They've been trying to figure out what exactly Looking for a Girlfriend is trying to do, and they've been having a successful job so far. And we have to think about the rest of the series that's led up to this. SSG has been consistently winning teamfights, in my opinion. Even game 1 that they lost, it was that one last teamfight that SSG lost that really led to the defeat.
Oof, wow, I'm sorry, but they're actually going to kill Nita up in the top lane. That is devastating.
No, don't apologize.
2, 3, and 1.
Yep. That is your winning lane. But going down to the Rammus and the Scion. Sion's definitely going to appreciate that gold coming out. No,
Just using the ultimate to escape, yeah.
Yeah. Overall, like, you could just tell Looking for a Girlfriend is just kind of playing on the back foot, and they're trying to do these indirect things to gain a lead.
Wow, they're actually going to pick up that first turret in the bot lane. That feels really good.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an SSG fan.
Definitely
TJ
does.
might just step up a bit too close. Remember, No Excuse doesn't have his
that's easier.
ultimate. That's two of them. They both get knocked up. Headbutt's still available. There's the stun. It's going to land onto the Tom Kent. T-Force uses E. He's not going to heal that health back up.
There's no
He doesn't
damage.
deal a lot of damage if you don't get the heal. There's the W. Oh, uses that.
Yes,
That's
Tej,
going to be the
yes.
reset.
It
TJ is
worked this
finally
time.
getting the play. Yup. Put confidence in the Ignite. You know, he might have just been, like, outplayed by the nerfs. It looks like on the top side, though, we're getting a little bit longer of a fight. And he really wants the win, but I just don't know if it's in the cards.
Yeah, Nita doing his best, but it's like hitting a brick wall, except the brick wall's stronger than you.
And it can run
Wants
away
to
if you get
heal.
close.
Oh my, that's tragic. You know what? You
I
want
guess
to
I'll
say?
go.
I'm kind of ready to call this one. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, SSG has just been playing really well, and I mean, Harrison has shown
They
the
have.
power of the Scion pick into Fiora. Although I guess Fiora really could have done a better job of aiming a lot of these Ws in the laning phase, to be honest. And the vision's been lackluster too up there.
Uh-huh. But I think Looking for a Girlfriend just running out of opportunities. You could see TikTok and Canadian Moose just making a home in the Raptor brush. And now
All
going
right,
for a
here
dive
comes
in the mid
TikTok.
lane. Oh man.
That's
For
the
me.
first dash. There's the flash.
flash.
There's the chains. And right back into their own jungle. That's a pretty big flash, though. I always like champions who have a lot of mobility. Their flashes end up being pretty impactful because it means that they can't make really offensive plays for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like at least in solo queue. In a more competitive environment, it can really help to get rid of some mobile people, too. But I guess any flash is a good flash, right?
Yeah, definitely. You do want to see those respect flashes if you are in the semifinals for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this,
But this-
you really don't want SSG to just go into the finals like this. I mean, I guess if you're SSG, you do. But
You know what? I
Yeah,
would
if you're a
argue
fan
that
of the game.
SSG wrestled Looking for a Girlfriend into submission. Mentally, they wrestled them into submission. They consistently won these team fights. And right now, I think they're running out of options. Looking for a Girlfriend is running out of options. Now they're just trying to goon out over here. Oh,
yeah, and you
here's
can
another-
almost like feel the frustration
There's a nice
flashing in
flash.
front of the Scion.
It's a 5-man.
Party doing as much as he can here, and they actually might pick up Harrison, but no, there's too much damage going down on Danita, who gets picked up by Tom Kent, and their shutdown goal going over to everybody. My friend told me to is going to be picking up LeBlanc.
Wow.
Yi goes all the way and gets headbutted back under turret, didn't expect any of that, and then gets
Oh.
stunned and taken out by the Rammus. That's what was expected.
I felt that headbutt.
They're going to set their eyes onto the Baron.
That was
I don't think
actually
they can
the
do it,
best
but
play.
they're going for it.
That was actually the best play I saw this game coming out from Looking for a Girlfriend, but just wasn't quite enough. Trying to beat that Pinata Scion to death, but managed to get under his tower. My friend told me to. Great combo turning it around, and it was just curtains from there.
You know, I'm really surprised that
there isn't a better response to this Baron here. Fiora staying, you know, on the bot side despite having teleport.
Yeah, having teleport, yeah. Just, I believe just them not having the vision to tell how low, perhaps?
Well, you can use the E on
maybe,
Misfortune at any
but
time.
Maybe that was too late? Honestly, not sure. I'm not even gonna try and, like, you know, try to argue with you there. That is that is a bit of a defeatist mentality coming out. But we did see Nita putting his all into the lane this game.
It looks like they're going to be getting a lot of damage down here onto
Oh,
Excuse. He gets eaten up by the Kench. That feels good.
Feels pretty good.
Heal up a little bit.
They're not giving up. But it's not an easy road looking ahead if you're on the side of looking for a girlfriend. You're bleeding dragons now. I don't know if they want to contest this one. It would all depend on if looking for a girlfriend realizes that the dragon being taken by SSG right now is not the entire team, but no. Just going to be taken real quickly.
I'm really excited to see where this next fight breaks out, because you know it's going to be a 5v5, you just don't know where. Maybe we've just evolved into Abraham. Is it that late in the night? No, it's not. It's only 11. Come on, we're gamers. And the patch just came out.
We don't sleep.
Oh, Misfortune going to get eaten up by Kench. That is a beautiful save there. It is going to cost Kench his life.
Oh,
and she gets picked up anyway by the Charm, and that's going to end up in the death. Moose just finding the moment. Chain's missed by Romania too. This is just looking sad now as SSG just starts clapping them in their own base.
It is.
At 22 minutes.
The fight came before I could say it, but this next fight would have been so pivotal, and it is. It's going to be SSG taking the first inhibitor, actually just diving through. Great parry from Fiora to block that.
There's a nice engage. That's going to force Romania out. That's going to guarantee the inhibitor going down at 22 this time instead of 23. They're increasing by the minute.
I can feel it.
And they're going to set their eyes right onto the bot side now.
Yeah. Great transition too. You have a huge minion wave to work with. And it's just forcing, looking for a girlfriend to engage on you.
Though.
You have no bullet time available. You have a huge front line, two huge front
they're
lines.
looking for the flank. Oh, they're backing up. SSG's afraid. They don't want to throw it here. They don't want game 5. They know they're not going to win it if it goes that long.
They're playing slow. That's right. You just need to wait for the minion wave to come in.
Well, they need to wait for the right minion wave to come in. It's too early in the game for every wave to be a cannon. Oh, I'm sorry. The Scion and the Tristana together are just enough. They're going to get the slow, and there's just totally routed on the side of LFGF.
You can see Nita on the sides just trying to pressure somehow. Ramiston is so intimidating when he's on the winning team. It's basically death if you don't have a QSS, and Nita could not afford a QSS, I guarantee you. Trying to put his all into winning the lane, but only able to afford 1.5 items so far.
So now the beauty of super minions is that they grant a lot of gold. Hopefully they take out the top inhibitor and then they'll get 2 super minions per wave.
Yeah. And I want to see... I understand that looking for a girlfriend is just trying to find the right opportunity, but I don't think they're going to be given it. So I think they need to do something unconventional. I want to see something like maybe a brush camp, maybe going 5-man, or maybe trying a base race, something to really mix things up, because right now SSG are just playing by the book and they're doing it solidly. They're not slipping. This is something I might want to see.
He's going to get caught. Water walk into bushes, big man.
Yeah, no.
But it doesn't matter. He's so far ahead. Oh, really nice pick here onto Romania, and gotta use the ultimate to go engage, and that's just how far ahead the 4-1 Ari is right now. As Moose is going to be looking to take up another one, that's a double kill, going to be looking for a triple.
That might just be it.
Do they overstep?
Looks like it's just going to be the 3rd inhibitor going down.
Yeah, with 2 tanks on your roster, you just juggle the aggro.
Yep. You don't even need Baron right now, which they don't, because you have these big meat shields. Not even gonna...
Again, I mean, Tom Kench literally gonna pull Misfortune out of her ultimate. He's so afraid of what's gonna happen to her, and for good reason.
as he goes down to the charm and the knockup and the just total destruction that is SSG. They are not just walking into the finals, they are breaking down the front door. As they're on to the Nexus turrets, for the first time they're not looking for inhibitors, they're looking for the game to end. They know they're in the driver's seat. This is it as they take down the next Nexus turret. They're not even looking for kills unless they get too close. There's an invisible line you can't cross and TJ won't kill you. As Harrison is just dancing in their face, letting them know that they are nothing compared to him. SSG walk into the finals 3-1.
Oh man. That was SSG just wrestling, looking for a girlfriend into submission there. That final game just felt like looking for a girlfriend was ready to tap out, you know? And I think that was very telling from the picks. They need to switch something up. I don't think they were comfortable with these lanes that they ended up playing because they didn't accrue huge leads. But either way, SSG did make the better plays in the mid and early game, and that is going to lead to their victory here.
I mean, the story of this game is tilt. Second game, you know, third game, you can't do that.
All right.
You can last all you want, man. But honestly, at the end of the day, you can't tilt off the face of the planet in a best of 5. That's the strength. It's a marathon. No, like seriously, it's not, you know, a sprint like it is when you're playing a best of 1, and it's not like a relay race and a best of 3. Like you are out there just the whole time, and you got to have the mental fortitude. You can't be FFing. You can't be leaving games on your team because that's just going to hurt them. And then when you draft a team like this and you do get the lead and you start to lose it, it doesn't mean that you give up on Barons and you give up on plays. It means you have to, you know, try to make better plays happen and go for, you know, the options that you have.
Yeah, I think it's very telling. And if I can just paint a quick picture for you, I think the leave was very telling of the mood going down for looking for a girlfriend. And that might have ended up spiraling into, okay, everyone just pick winning lanes because everyone's just playing for, oh, I want to win. I want to carry this game. And I'm not going to try and rely on team play anymore. And I think it just didn't really pan out.
Yeah, and I mean, it's sad because they showed such a good game 1. I mean, like, they
so
definitely could have ended a big quit, but like, they kept up with them, and I mean, I think they just kind of gave up on themselves way before they ever should have.
Yeah, it was competitive. Game 1, game 2, game 3.
Wow, the SSG
got
chat
caught
is
slipping.
flooded.
Yeah, game 3 they got caught slipping. Ended up losing a very early fight, and that led to the game. And I think that's what really pushes them over the edge and leads to the game 4 that we had here. By the way, that is going to be how it turns out.
Wait, why are there 9 people in the SSG chat right now?
It's a victory celebration, my guy.
There's 9 of 5 though. Like they all got dragged in there. There's 10 now.
All right. Well, anyway, that is going to be it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. That is going to be SSG going into the finals. So stay tuned for next week. That is going to be the finals. SSG versus we will see who. Okay, SPG. All right.
Oh wow, they're in their chat too.
All right. Well, it's going to be SSG versus SPG. By the way, that is going to be next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to production for helping us out in this stream. But thank you very much, everyone, and have a good night.